Hello, hi guys. Welcome back to the Football Showdown channel. We are back with a new stream, probably the last stream for the month, but yeah, we are back. Today, Manchester United season review. A lot to talk, but one thing that I really want to say before we really begin is the fact that today is a proper discussion regarding what had gone wrong. So, if you have anything to say regarding the Zubomendi transfer, keep it till the very end. We'll discuss it once we're completely done with the United talk, and we still have time. But today it's strictly Manchester United. I know banter is fun, but let's try to keep it at the minimum, at least for today. Right? Good. Let me introduce the panel, the false five. Obviously, with just two people. Welcome, Parth.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. Uh, it's finally the end of the season, and thank God, right? Because we're getting good transfer news. We're getting a lot of things done as well. Like, yeah, but what we need to do today is to be professional about our views regarding United. One thing is that, yeah, they're going on a turmoil, matter is fun, but today we need to make sure that we get to educate the audience regarding what is the situation. To
Mm-hmm.
help us with that, a special guest, Ashish. How are you, sir? Welcome to the channel for the
I'm
first time.
good. Thank you so much for inviting. Really means a lot, man.
Yeah.
Naya channel. It's starting a new channel. It's been eight
Okay.
days now. But
Mhm.
really thanks. But I hope it's not noisy because of the fire alarm. You can see some sparks, but I think it's gonna just die down in 2-3 minutes. It was scheduled.
Okay.
Yeah, no issues.
Okay. Cool. I hope you're safe first of all. But yeah, let the audience know your channel and who you are because we know you, but I don't know if the rest of the
Absolutely.
audience know. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. I mean, my channel is Ash Talks Football, so I'm Ashish. The channel started just 8 days back. I'm a United fan primarily, but I think one of the main reasons I opened this channel is this season at least definitely had a reality check, not only for me, but I mean I had that long back, but I
Mm,
think it's important that I also showcase and also talk about different clubs as well. I love
mm,
football holistically. I've been watching football for 22
mm,
years, so I
mm,
think it's banter aside, but I think it's
mm,
important for even my fans, like my club fans, to
mm.
educate them as well that hey,
Mm-hmm.
look
Mm.
at an Inter, look at this player, and then
No.
compare yourself to the squad. Are you actually the day people stop questioning your own club and your own board, your own management, right? That's when you take the delusion train. And I
Yeah.
don't want myself to take that delusion train. I don't want others to also take that. So that's my
Mm.
purpose. I'm going to just talk football on this and
Good.
enjoy with you guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, great. Guys, he has hit 121 subscribers. Let's get into 200 first and soon, maybe 1K and then more to come. But
Thank you
yeah,
so much.
uh, actually, you know what? Before we begin, right?
Mhm.
Somehow the channel has grown at an astronomical rate. I have no idea how it's happening, but we're really glad. Last week when we streamed, it was like target is 800 subscribers. Yesterday when we streamed, it was target to 900 subscribers,
900.
and today it's 1K.
Big
Like I
up, man.
promised.
Big up, man. Absolutely. I mean, you guys deserve it. I've been coming to your streams, right? I mean, health.
Mm,
I like healthy football discussions, man. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
random. I don't want to yap random things.
mm,
Just because I have a mic, so
mm,
I want to learn from you guys and also show
mm.
what I know as well, and that's
Mm-hmm.
how football discourse should happen, in my opinion. Right?
100%.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's take a few rounds before we begin.
Ahmed is
Hello.
here.
Welcome. We have this comment. I don't know if people would like it, but yeah, few people love people Friday, one day, Wednesday, or Friday. Fair enough. But that's been the season, man. There's no reality. Yeah, last one, yeah.
Hi.
Welcome, Loud One Football. Welcome. Welcome to the Maple Country 500.
Condolish. This guy's in Vancouver, so he
No.
knows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yesterday, while Steve was talking about football regarding Liverpool, you both are talking about Canada, and I was like, this is great, but yeah. Welcome, Harsha. Welcome. Ainsley, yeah, we're closing to 1K soon. Love you, Ash. Yes.
Arre, thanks, Yash. Thank you
Well,
so much.
yeah, let's get into it, right? Manchester United. Some say that if it wasn't for Eric Ten Hag's masterclass initially,
Hmm.
the situation could have been worse than what it is right now.
Right.
Overall, without like nitpicking specific points, just once the season ended, what is your what has been your thought?
my thoughts on this season is, I think, I mean, there's so many things to point out, right? I think if we go topic by topic, I think first I would like to really mention is the timing of Ruben Amorim's appointment
Yeah.
actually was one of the major problems. It not only created problems for us as United, it also created problems for himself as well. I mean, look at the credentials of this guy who was coming. I mean, he was absolutely sought after by who? Like of City, like of Liverpool. There's a reason behind it, right? Why? Because these managers like Amorim, they tend to establish a certain culture in the club, and it takes time, right? And you see how Amorim has done the setup that Sporting is still playing in automatic mode, right? They won the league. I mean,
Hmm.
so even if he left, it's not like the club completely collapsed. Like we can potentially see Bayer Leverkusen doing that after Alonso leaving, but I think they have a good manager in hand. Let's talk. Eric Ten Hag is a separate discussion, right?
Yeah.
So the appointment of Eric Ten Hag, like the sacking of Eric Ten Hag, also the sacking of Dan Ashworth, the timing of it is absolutely crucial because I'll tell you why. Because you went after him for you waited for 6 months till he completed his gardening leave, right? Paid 6 million. Then you had some agreements in your board. You got him why? You got him why? Because you wanted to do a rebuild, right? And that rebuild never took off, basically. Even
Yeah.
before the rebuild took off, they had some disagreements, and you sacked a proven sporting director, right? Who has done rebuilds in the past, like in the past, like so. Then you pay 3 million, right? Then you were about to sack Eric Ten Hag at the end of the FA Cup final. If a board has a proper spine, right? If a board has a proper spine, if your conviction says that this manager is not right for the club, sack him right there and right there. I mean, there was a time
Yeah.
when Van Hal was sacked as well, right? After winning the FA Cup. You could have taken that decision. You went into this mode of no, let's listen to the fans at this point. See, fans can have hundreds and thousands of opinions, right? But they don't know football as the ones who are controlling the club, right? So that didn't work out. So and then Amorim had to come and clear up a mess and completely play a different formations for the players. He didn't. The players weren't bought for that formation. Plus, they weren't
Yeah.
trained in preseason. When people say that, okay, Amorim Kobus, like, okay, there are other managers that did way better when and adapted to the Premier League. Like, look at what Moyes did, and look at what Vito Pereira did with Wolves, right? At least save from relegation. That's realistically good season for them, considering
100%.
right second half season, right? Amorim to completely start a rebuild for a club of stature of United needs a preseason. Did he get that? Absolutely not. Has his tactics and his arrogance been questionable? Absolutely questionable. See, me
100%.
as a
Yeah.
United fan, I can absolutely support the project, but can still question the manager and say that, hey, you know what the hell was this? So this is where I am right now. Just to start the conversation, but you have questions around each aspect, shoot me up. I'll happy to give you more aspects on this. But this is
Hmm.
what it is. But these three were the really fundamental factors why things went downhill this season.
A lot of things need to be questioned. First thing I want to question is Mr. Aarush. Thanks for being so early.
Hi,
Sorry,
Arush.
sorry.
Thanks for coming,
Hello,
man.
hello, Ash bhai. Nice to see you here.
Absolutely. Pleasure, man. Pleasure to
Yeah,
see all
yeah.
all three of you, man. Always like love
Mhm.
your
Yeah.
content, man.
Yeah, thanks so much. You know what? We'll break down this discussion, right? Uh, it's easy to talk about what the manager needs to do. It's easy to talk what the board needs to do, right? What I want people to understand is the financial situation that Manchester
Hmm.
United is in right now, because
Absolutely.
not many people have deepened what is actually going to happen with the new season. Not people are aware of it. You put out a reel explaining or like putting out a short synopsis on what should be potentially happening, right? Uh,
Right.
could you like explain or could you like just
Break it
talk
down.
about it and yeah, explain it because that'll be best coming from you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. I mean, see that's the lot of people would say that no, we need to qualify for Champions League just for prestige sake. No, the
Hmm.
current situation of PSR rules that applies to every club. I mean, I'll give you a short example before I go to United. Look at Aston Villa, right? Aston Villa, right, have that if you look at the wage structure, they can never break out of that PSR sword hanging on the neck. They always have to sell players. Why? Because their books are not good. The same situation has happened with us as well. That's why this UCL campaign was like, at least this Europa League final qualification was so vital, because it could shape the transfer plans of the future, right? So what happens has happened. Just giving a breakdown for all the or everyone watching here. So so the right now, as you see, Man United, after completing a season, there's a noise. Okay, aeroplane plane गया क्या ऊपर? हाँ, ये होता है मेरे बैंगलोर में मेरे साथ बहुत हुआ है, right? So first thing that has happened, as everyone, all the United fans must be seeing, that they're playing in Malaysia, right? And everyone will be thinking, यार अभी तो season खत्म हुआ है, why do you want to go and play in Malaysia, taking the whole squad, completely jet lagged, right? The thing is that we didn't qualify for Champions League. That triggered an Adidas clause that they had to pay like 10 million euros in fines, because these big brands associate themselves to big clubs because they play in bigger competitions.
Yeah.
That's the consequence. That's the price you pay for not qualifying in those Champions League spots, right? So now Amorim had to take the whole squad and go and play in Malaysia, pick a half decent squad, go and again lose against them, right? And absolutely, if you can see the press conference, if no one has seen, he was like smirking and smiling, and he absolutely like smashed Garnacho out of the window, right?
Yeah.
Just go and find a club. So this is the situation now. So first is that 10 million ka release, like trigger that clause, right? Also, second point is why the likes of Aston Villa and Newcastle will absolutely gain from them. This is potentially we're looking at 150 million euros ka revenue just for being there in the Champions League. Okay, just for being in the group stage, we are talking 60 to 70 million. उसमें क्या आएगा? So and also Premier League clubs have also received TV rights. Okay,
Yeah.
they have also received UEFA coefficient bonuses भी है from UEFA. These are important things that we don't, like, people won't know. Like, these are the financial implications, and that's why when people troll other clubs, like I'll take Arsenal as an example, right? Why are they trolled right now for finishing consistently second? Because you know what, it's not about winning and going and winning every trophy. You need to fund the project sustainably to sustain it for long years.
Yeah.
Why United was able to sustain the dominance over this years, because obviously we played well, but also making sure no matter what, we had a bad season, we finish in the top 4. That's a primary requirement, because it has financial implications. So that in Champions League, if you play a home game, we are talking 6 million euros in revenue. 6 million euros, which means, let's say you play 4 or 5 games, even 30 million. You can fund your staff wages, you can fund your player wages through those money, right? These are important things that people don't understand, and start trolling other clubs. Like I saw recently people trolling why Chelsea was a young squad, a very, very young squad, right? Celebrating a Champions League qualification. Why won't they celebrate? They missed out on Champions League last year, right? They know how they had to crack those deals with other clubs in making installments. Right now, United is making a deal with Cunha, right, for Wolves. Wolves को चाहिए कितना ही, मेरे को 2 साल में पैसा चाहिए, लेकिन we don't have the funds right now to furnish it. So United is trying to cut a deal की 5 years. Look at Liverpool. I know Liverpool are cracking a deal with Words for 150 million, but they have to pay in installments. This is the price you pay. Football is getting expensive as well. The players are getting expensive as well. Sponsors are watching, and there's a lot of money riding on football right now. It's not emotions anymore. It's financial at this point. Let's get this straight. Absolutely straight.
Yep.
Right. So these are the financial implications, man. That.
But like how Andrew said, Cunha, by the way, nice. It's a great video what you have done. It's a nice synopsis or a nice breakdown of who Cunha is. Or watch out his video, by the way. I'll try and link it in the description. I forgot to do that. But if you want to catch him on other sources as well, everything is in the description. So do check it out. Do subscribe to him as well. But that doesn't mean that you leave the space. Stay here, but at the same time, subscribe.
Absolutely.
I'll leave it to Parth and Aarush if they want.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
I had this one thing, like, I don't know if majority of the people in India also know that now we know that Amorim squad is basically in Malaysia right now. But the fact is that in the next 3 hours, Maguire, Dallo, and Onana are taking a flight and coming straight to Mumbai. just for a sponsorship deal with Apollo Tires. And this was pre-planned for the last 2 months. Why?
Exactly.
Because they wanted to form a grassroots in India, which is like a thing that United have been doing over the years,
Over
where
the
they've
years.
had legends also come here. So all of this is going on. The players are jet lagged, but everything is revolving around that business minded aspect of finding the money. Even when United are actually basically just surviving at this point of time. And
Yeah.
this is not just the players in terms of footballing levels, but also the board in terms of getting something out of these deals that they're trying to crack. And just the 10 million fee that they're paying even for Adidas for whatever they've gone through now. It's just diabolical to think of it, you know.
Yeah.
Just
And
Yeah.
this and Arush, this just not affects United. I mean, just because it is United, that's why it's out in the open with
yeah,
articles because United News sells. It is applicable to every club. The wage cuts, the staff cuts, right? It is happening everywhere right now. आप मेरे कंपनी में भी चल रहा है like it's like you see the stuff going on right now. It's like everywhere the financial situation is bad at this point considering the economy, right? So
yeah,
the brands are absolutely adding those performance based bonuses, and not only the brands, it's the club adding like those clauses, right? If you don't qualify us for the Champions League, 25% का wage cut होने वाला है, and because of that wage cut players are going to be unstable. Because why would someone take a 25% cut salary to
100%.
play for? No one loves a club that much. I mean, let's be absolutely honest right now at this in this era of football, right?
yeah,
You are a professional football player. अगर मेरा सैलरी 25% कटा, मैं अपना जी जान क्यों दूंगा जाके? It's a
बिल्कुल.
fact. I mean, let's keep aside the football loyalty aside. एक side ले लो. I always play devil's advocate just to keep myself sane कि हाँ, thing needs to be in balance. So this is what I question. So यही होने वाला है at this point. So there are implications, man. What a
But
mess,
you
man.
have, yeah, but you want to
I
add something?
have questions purely on the footballing side of things. I
Go for
won't
it,
get
Uh-huh.
man.
into the
See,
Absolutely.
finances and all.
We can
uh-huh.
talk hours on this.
See, yeah,
Yeah,
101%. So
yeah,
when it
yeah.
comes to the transfer strategy, as
Hmm.
you mentioned earlier, that why give Eric Ten Hag a window, sack him mid-season, get in Amorim, knowing that all the players that have been included in the squad are Ten Hag's players, and then force Amorim. I won't say force Amorim, but appoint a manager who is someone who will definitely impose a style of play,
Right.
and just say that I'm going to implement a new system, then he tries to implement it, you don't
Hmm.
get the results, then he somewhat reverts back to the United way of playing football, definitely does. He starts to get results, but then there are injuries, and then you can't sign any more players, and it's just the same cycle repeating itself every season.
Absolutely.
So how do you see a way out of it? Is it just giving Amorim time and patience, or is there any other way of looking at it?
Uh, in the past few years, historically, I can absolutely we have prime examples, man. I mean, look at what Klopp when he came. I mean, okay, chat.
Mhm.
Not comparing Klopp and Amorim, not comparing Klopp and Amorim. But I'm
Yeah.
just stating what the situation is. When Klopp came in, right? When Liverpool played, the squad Klopp had inherited, right, was absolutely poor, right, from Brendan
Yeah.
Rodgers, right. So the cleanup needs time. When people say आज इसको बेच दो, like example, people are saying कि आज हॉयलैंड को बेच दो. Who will take हॉयलैंड में?
Yeah.
There are some reports that Inzaghi is very like fond of him, but उड़ती हुई खबरें हैं, right? It's not FC25 career mode कि आज player बेच दो, negotiations को lose में कर दो settings पे, and right, it's gonna happen. Like मैं 25 के 30 में उसको बेच दूं and मेरे को A grade मिल जाएगा, right? This is
Hmm.
just absolutely like drawing room shit. ठीक है, discussion. Real thing is that एक player का valuation, उसका stock high होना चाहिए, demand होना चाहिए to be able to sell to different clubs, right? वो नहीं हो पा रहा है. We are stuck with the squad. We are stuck with people who are absolutely past their prime. ठीक है.
Yeah.
And look at Casemiro, man. I mean, how will we get out of this situation where Casemiro is being paid 350K per week past his prime? I mean, let's be honest. He has had few performances, and United fans
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
their old bubble. Like, I'm a United fan, not calling out other creators of fan base, but थोड़ा bubble से बाहर निकलो और सोचो. कि उस पोजीशन पे जहां कैसेमिरो खेल रहा है, is it meeting the modern football demands?
I
No,
completely agree.
absolutely no. I mean, if you look at the players like Baliba, Wharton, even Declan Rice, or even Merino, and like anyone you see, like the levels they are performing right now, right? Even Caicedo. Uh,
Mhm.
question yourself. Look, if you only watch United games, तब आपका कहाँ, like where you will gain that perspective? If you only make reels and only watch reels about Amad Diallo, you will only think that Amad Diallo is the best player in the world,
Perfect. Yeah.
right? Amad Diallo has been disappointing in after his return to injury because he was forced into this. So this is the state we are right now. So the players we have right now, also Nemanja Matic, I would like to mention another thing, right? These are points that are vital because when Nemanja Matic, such an experienced Premier League player, man, he's done like he's a stellar player, like stalwart, one of the
100%.
stalwart
Yeah.
for Chelsea, right? When he came to the club, he mentioned this recently that the club is moving towards a more financial uh, business than they had footballing foundations, and that's where it goes wrong, right? I mean,
Perfect. Yeah.
if a manager is giving 500 interviews just because a club has signed a deal with the media houses,
Hmm.
तो भाई, when did you last see Slot giving an interview? You tell me.
Mm-hmm.
So the players have all these brand deal responsibilities. I understand United is a big brand, but if you want to absolutely start a holistic rebuild, right, you need to come back to the basics, and that's what Klopp did. So when that
Yeah.
slowly that um, dead wood, as we call it, was removed slowly, we started to see that football. With this squad, can Amorim implement his football? Absolutely not.
No.
These players, first of all, are cannot meet the demands of modern football. They cannot beat the press. पहले प्रेस तो बीट करो, तभी ना ये फॉर्मेशन खेल पाओगे, वरना यू कैन ओनली प्ले विदाउट बीटिंग द प्रेस ओनली इन 4-3-3.
Yeah.
3-5-2 formation, practically speaking, you cannot play without beating the press because they will always create overloads in the midfield. And Casemiro and Bruno are not capable of handling the overloads right now. So this is the problem, and Amorim is helpless at this point. And Amorim will like and one thing, I'll definitely question some of Amorim's tactics in the game because 7 games and 16 losses is absolutely questionable, right? Should have adapted, but that's okay. उसको आप सिर्फ डॉर्गू दे रहे हो इन द ट्रांसफर विंडो,
Mm-hmm.
रैशफोर्ड एंटनी के जाने के बाद, like how does it make sense? A dog, and who is Dorgu, right? Patrick Dorgu is someone who has just entered into the Denmark squad,
Yeah. Yeah.
who came from Lecce, a struggling Serie A team in 16th place.
Hmm.
इतना क्या आपको सीलिंग दिख गया कि you went for Patrick Dorgu, and that was your stopgap signing to sustain the season. And then United fans also, and every fans were also expecting he will just set the ground running. No, it doesn't happen like that, bhai. Thoda sense lagao. So this is the problem we are, man. I mean, I don't know how to get out of it. The only way I think we can get out of it is having a full preseason where this squad, who is absolutely not mentally ready to play every 4 days, just plays once per week. And एक
I
culture
feel
create
that
हो. हाँ.
I feel that when it comes to United, the burden of the history and the burden of the big nature of the club is such that if you're donning a United jersey, you're expected to compete for titles. And firstly, you need to realize that it is not your reality. It will take time. Again, if
Absolutely.
someone says that for a club like United, it is disgraceful to finish 16th, we expect 16th or 15th. Next season, we have to finish in top four. You have to temper down your expectations, because it's not a
Absolutely.
switch that we'll get in players and we'll get in results, because the players are new. And I feel that United is adopting a system where they are getting in newer talents, and they're trying to find the balance between experience and the rawness of the youngsters. And
Absolutely.
it will take time, and you can't be saying that it's United, the manager won't get time, the players won't get time. देना पड़ेगा, मतलब वो
हाँ हाँ,
मजबूरी
और
है,
कोई
देना
रास्ता नहीं है
पड़ेगा.
भाई, और कोई रास्ता नहीं है
हाँ.
at this point. If you keep sacking managers, right, it's going to be the burden, the baggage the new manager needs to take in
100%.
for all the older players that the other manager has. Like अभी Amorim system, ये system के players ले आया, then the next manager है बोलूंगा नहीं मैं 4-4-2 खेलूंगा, और ये 4-4-2 वाले players है ही नहीं.
बिल्कुल.
That's one of them.
Like it is
बिल्कुल.
what it is, man. I mean, so तो थोड़ा सा दिमाग लगाना सोचना पड़ेगा. I think the one of the major acquisitions that we have made at this season at least is Lenny Oro, man. He can play in the system. मतलब बना हुआ है,
Yeah.
right? And Matthews Cunha, who's gonna come, right? So for this whole system to work and unlock itself, right, we need to buy the right profile of players. ये
Perfect.
absolutely, or the right mentality. And और एक चीज है, right, why do you need absolute warriors on the pitch भाई? एक बंदा चाहिए कि जो सेंटर मिडफील्ड पे टेम्पो बना के रखे. लाइक व्हेन पीपल आर क्वेश्चनिंग क्यों जुबिमेंडी साइन किया आर्सेनल ने, क्यों साइन किया, पूछो उन लोग से भाई. दे नो मोर फुटबॉल देन यू सिटिंग
Yeah.
इन एनी ट्विटर कीबोर्ड पर टाइप कर रहे हो, राइट. Arsenal were losing control in most of the games in the second half, right? तो क्यों? Because they were getting beaten on the overload press में second half में,
Yeah.
right? You all agree with that? So that's why they need Zubimendi. तो एक को तो कुछ तो कंट्रोल बना के रखना पड़ेगा गेम में. So this is what I'm talking about. If you buy the right profile players, team अपने आप क्लिक करेगी. Amorim is a proven manager. भाई Sporting Lisbon is not a random club भाई. It's a
Yeah.
big club in Portugal जो लीग जीतते आ रही है. And look at what Klopp has created with Liverpool. Sustainable. Arne Slot आया, he just had to tweak few stuff, and Liverpool are playing in auto mode right now. This is what we need. और उसको करने के लिए we need time. Liverpool to have that mentality to even compete for the big titles needed time to reach
Yeah.
there, mentally, physically, and tactically as well. तो जरूरी है यार.
The most underrated aspect I feel that there is to all of this is the hierarchy and the upper echelons in the club. If the guys owning the club are proactive and they know about football, they'll definitely get in the managers that the team needs, that the system needs, that the fans are calling for. And I feel there's a disconnect between the fans and the owners and the board when it comes to United. And that is, in my opinion, a striking point of difference between
हाँ,
United and other clubs.
Yeah, yeah. We'll take a few comments and
comments
because
ले रहा.
there are
Yes,
so many,
definitely.
it's been a while. I know since United have a playing style problem. I've never seen a particular style of football in Manchester United recently. I'm trying to integrate himself, and which is why it requires time and money. Agree.
Crystal clear है,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Hi, Balaji. Hi, Ashwai. Do you want to continue with Amorim or want another manager? It's a different manager than him.
I want to continue with Amorim because for me, I'll roll back the days. I'll just roll back the days, okay? I'll just when Alex Ferguson came pre Premier League era, right? We finished 13th. We finished 11th. He was on the verge of getting sacked. Then he won the FA Cup. Then the Premier League era started. Class of 92 came. He built the class of 92 with the academy. Then rest is history, right? This is how sustainable things are made. If you believe in a manager's conviction, that were like likes of Liverpool and Man City were after him. Why? There's a reason, right? He's touted one of the most brilliant upcoming managers, young managers there is in football. There was a reason for it. Yes, he came and failed at United because see the likes of Eric Ten Hag, Mourinho, everyone has come and failed at United, man. Let's be absolutely, the club culture is so toxic at this point that nothing can fix you. So a manager with that mentality has to come and fix that culture from top to bottom. He has been saying this from like months in those all the 500 interviews that he has done till now, right? So I would not go with any other manager right now at this point. I'll give him at least 2-3 years to even make a decision. That's me, but I know fans are emotional.
Yeah. Sai Raghav said, just lost my brain cells. Okay.
I know.
Krishanu, welcome to the stream. Dexter, welcome to the stream. He says our squad is filled overpaid average players who hit their pants when it comes to performing under pressure. Not one of them is worthy of wearing United jersey. This simply has the mentality.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I'm telling you, like right now, right, that ठीक है, good player, बढ़िया player है, but why would Nussair Mazraoui get 140k का मेरे को contract, मेरे को बताओ. 140,000 per week, Nussair Mazraoui, ladies and gentlemen. ठीक है, Shaw is getting 150. Lindelof was getting 150. ठीक है. Yes, sir. Parth, I see you're shocking. Yeah, so Lindelof was getting...
Who are the top 3 earners at United?
Top 3 earners at United currently. पहले Casemiro है 350k पे. Rashford है 300 पे. 325 पे, I think. And Bruno है 300 पे. Bruno 250 पे, sorry. Bruno 250 पे. Bruno 250 पे है.
Compare this to Arsenal, and Arsenal don't have a single player above 300.
over
even touching
300.
300.
Havertz का
We
है
have
right 250
280
around I
other
think.
280.
I,
250, yeah,
I have
I
280,
think
280k.
okay.
So
I think
this is
Jesus
It will be the
300.
new deal that will.
Jesus is
It is the
250.
new deal that will put him
right.
over 300.
Right.
New
Okay.
deals to Saka
Yes.
and Saliba will take them to
Another player,
300 as well.
Mm.
Mason Mount 250k per week. ठीक है? And the responsibility of the number 7 shirt, a player who has not proven his
Yeah,
fitness for the last 2 years, ठीक है? आप उसको final खिला रहे हो. And then Garnacho sits back.
good shot.
That is
Yeah,
where I had questioned Amorim कि ठीक है भाई, what you're doing is good. कि हम लोग को divas नहीं चाहिए club पे. Like look at the likes of Sancho, Rashford, and Garnacho. They're divas basically. PR team, the whole PR team is running their football show basically at this point.
yeah.
Not even the agents. His brother is leaking out news. So this is not the standard that we want to set at United. I think we need that hairdryer back at like Sir Alex Ferguson. That was a fantastic decision that Amorim made. So यही है situation. Mentality नहीं है
So,
and players are getting this salary.
Slot and Pep and other gave mostly the press conference और Arteta को तो press के अलावा दूसरा देते हुए
देखा ही
देखा ही yeah here and yeah let's true. Uh, we getting Cody and Guemo we're cooking slices of SIB.
I
Welcome to stream by
have
the way.
an unpopular opinion. I have an unpopular
बोलना
opinion.
पार्थ
Just take in
बोलना
the comments. Just take in the
Yeah.
comments, then I'll
मेरे
pass it.
पास भी है
Okay.
unpopular
Okay.
opinion. I know exactly where I'm heading.
Okay.
So
Let me speak through it because my
Ah,
bad. I should do better. I should do better. Uh, he
go
was
for
the
the
one who
comment.
removed the attack with Einstein. I think he meant regarding Rashford and Anthony leaving, if I'm not wrong.
mm-hmm.
My new shit, yes, sir, that's from that's what? Okay.
Accepting the
Uh, fr-
reality at this point.
frustrations there, but rebuild takes time with the right mindset. United will bounce back.
Any day.
We'll see. Yeah. Madrid, Barca, Chelsea list goes on to have a tackle and continues in the waffling. See, thing is that they had quality players in their team, hence the new manager can come and do things, right? In my humblest opinion, I do not think this team has that quality players where a new manager can come and right away just set this thing right. And I'm sure, I'm also saying that they are not worth finishing like 15th or 16th. I would say probably like 10th and above at least, if I'm not wrong. Because the quality this season has been insane. Like at least if you forget City and Arsenal because we have not improved the squad that much. But if you look and even Liverpool for that answer. But look at Villa, look at Newcastle, look at Forest, look at Bournemouth, right?
Yeah.
These clubs have been investing heavily in the last 2 seasons, and since because the top three haven't like invested that much in the summer, the gap between the you could say from fourth and below have like closed. I think that's why. So I don't think this comment really makes sense in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Us-
Say
I
also?
I have
See,
just one
It's not
part bola.
it's not
Yeah.
also about sacking the managers and then continuing to produce the results in terms of getting success. It's also about the club culture that is coming into picture.
perfect,
Because
Mm,
perfect.
some of these clubs
mm,
mentioned here had financial issues, like Barcelona, even Chelsea before the takeover. But they managed to tackle that with the things they did apart from just that, right? But United are currently stuck in a circle. That is what Ash is trying to explain as well. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
fine.
And also Real Madrid, I think I'll just like to roll back the years. I mean recently, like look, fans who are watching recently Real Madrid, they won't know the context behind when the likes of John Baptista and Julio Baptista and all were playing at Real Madrid, right? Post the Guti, the
Good,
Galactico
yeah.
era. There was a phase where Real Madrid were absolutely struggling एक time पे. Before the whole Messi Ronaldo, before they signed Ronaldo, right? Everything changed. And then they did not sign all Galacticos in one season. They tried to build that squad brick by brick. So
Yes.
that's where the foundation started. The post Galactico era where they struggled, had won a season with Raul and Jose Antonio Reyes, but after that they had a slump, right? Then they sold that slump, then they started rebuilding, and that's where the foundation started in that club. So
Yeah,
people need to roll
perfect.
back theirs and understand. Barcelona was absolutely dominating that period as well. So समझना पड़ेगा लोगों को. Like this, sometimes there's context to things. I get it कि currently नहीं होगा लोगों के पास, but sometimes some research helps as well.
I agree.
welcome Nikhil Pandey.
Hi, Nikhil.
Apart from Euro, Maguire, Ugarte, and a bit Bruno, everyone was not suited to play that system. I would still say Ugarte not fit for that system. It is more
Okay.
a position based now because he tends to lose a lot of the ball. I still feel if you got someone, imagine like a
Gate,
Kais.
Nasi, I
Was
will
it?
give a very loose comparison. in my opinion, Ugarte is a lot like Lucas Torreira. I'm not saying Lucas Torreira was bad, but I'm just talking about the kind of profile that
player
Ugarte has,
profile तो
and
same
that's
ही
a
है.
good profile. That's a good profile to have. It's just that he's
Isn't his
misprofiled in
profile
that
more
team.
like a destroyer though?
उगारते
Exactly.
का
Profile.
Yeah.
उगारते का right.
हाँ.
हाँ उगारते का destroyer है. But I think this season we have seen a bit more of his game in terms of
Hmm.
थोड़ा उसमें है वो
Playing
progress. I
under
think
the tight pressure
playing
and
under
stuff
tight
like that.
spaces,
Because
even
because he had more of the ball. He had
है
more
ना.
of the
और
ball.
and initially when he came also he has that diagonal ball in him as well.
Yeah.
Initially जब आया था तो है उसमें game. I
Wasn't
think just needs to be unlocked.
wasn't Amorim the same guy who sold him to PSG for 60 million?
Yes, because Sporting if gets a deal with 60 million, the manager does not get a say. Then it's money there. It's a club that runs Portuguese leagues need money, man. It's the clubs
Yeah.
the country's economy वैसी है वहाँ पे.
In my opinion, Ugarte needs to be partnered up with a more with a midfielder who respects the ball more and controls the tempo of the game, which United lacks currently.
Absolutely, man. Wharton या Baliba दे दो, we are good. Left sider, center, like defensive midfielder. What do you want else? That's exactly what we want. Yeah, comments ले लो. There's so many comments.
Yeah. Arteta has to go or they roll. Okay, I'm probably scared that Arteta might dominate. That's why you want him to be gone. We bought Mazraoui for playing a back four as a right back, and then we bought a Vardy who plays a back three, and wingers are wing back.
That is
But
exactly
Mazraoui
what we
can
talked
play as a
about
right centre back
earlier.
actually, who can progress the ball
In
and
my
create an
opinion, that's
overload
his
in the midfield.
best role. In my opinion, that's his best role.
Yeah,
That's
hi,
them.
Ashway and the entire panel. Welcome. Arteta will be better if they sack Arteta.
Okay.
Okay. Who does
क्या
his best
करोगे
support?
sack करके?
Tutu, but not Arteta. Okay, what
What?
about Vanja? We are getting him.
Vanya
Vanya
Milinkovic.
Milinkovic
Vanya.
Savic.
तो अभी वो
Hmm.
initial links आए थे, but I haven't heard anything yet. I think our links are stronger with Martinez at this point.
140K for Mazraoui is reasonable, man. He's a good player.
Okay.
I would say still Hunter. Yeah. Okay. Shaw isn't getting 150. He's getting close to 200. And
He'll come
also
there.
Mino. Yeah, Mino wanting 200 was like, Fernandez got a 200 million. Got
100
a little
million
deal.
का 100 million का transfer fee है, 65 million euros in overall compensation per year with add-ons and sign-in bonus. That's the whole deal.
Wow.
Generational wealth.
Yeah.
What do you think of the deal, Ash?
What I think of
Bruno.
a deal. I don't want him to go right now because United is not in a state mentally and tactically to start a rebuild without Bruno. There are other players we need to sell.
And the money aspect?
100 million is not enough for Bruno. 100 million क्या है भाई Bruno के लिए? At this age, Bruno
Contract कब तक
130.
है उसका?
Bruno का है अभी 2-3 साल है आराम से.
2-3 साल और है.
हाँ last year ही sign किया था contracts renewal. Right. So that's what happened.
I've got a differing viewpoint on that, but more of that later.
Absolutely.
I would just say about 265. Yeah, I think 275, but okay. Bro, you said you would wait 2-3 years, but what would be the main progress you want to see each season? You finished 10th, but when Africa, what do you say?
Good question. Okay. In short, मैं बोल रहा हूँ. I would want us to at least be in the reckoning in that European places. At least 8th, 9th, 7th or 8th, 9th. If we do and play decent football, na, that's the progress I would like to see. Cup up नहीं चाहिए. मेरे को तो at least I want there to be in the reckoning. Last day तक जाए, कुछ battle हो, कुछ मजा आए यार देखने को football. I've been like
good answer.
Bored with mediocrity.
Casemiro, Rashford, Fernandez, Rashford on 300, Casemiro 300, Bruno. Damn. What are these numbers?
वही बोला ना.
See, I still rate him, but I still think it was like too soon to make that big money move and all that. So we'll come to that. Gunner, shit, overrated. Fine, okay, yeah. I think United for a lot of years has bought quick fixing. They're avoiding the inevitability, which is rebuild. Agreed. I completely agree. And plus, you have a stadium.
Oh, this is a good point.
That's a good point.
Plus, you have a stadium coming up.
Ashby, what do you think? Should my bad. I think he said 130 million and more. No? Fair enough.
100 is less, I would say.
You have to grind it out. Bruno, as good as he is not the captain you want. United has spent 100 million in the last 5 years.
He's not a captain.
Aarush.
The last 5 years. Yeah, it's correct.
Did you say the same comment again?
Same comment.
No, no, he's just
Uh,
Uh-huh.
switched
Elite.
clubs with
Changed
okay,
with
a
years.
club.
us.
From a neutral perspective, you have to give a manager time to inculcate culture. That's what I
Thank,
think too. But again, welcome. Hello everyone. Nice video. Yeah, welcome,
thank you so
Ritin.
much.
Yeah,
He's talking about the
yeah, yeah.
Cunha video, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Equally
yeah,
video, 1.4K views, just having 102,
I had
121
no idea
subscribers.
this will go this way.
Insane,
no,
insane, insane.
it was visually pleasing, man. The editing on
Mm,
it,
Thank you.
top,
mm,
अरे
top.
बहुत टेंशन
And
mhm,
the
था भाई एडिट
shorter
के
it
वक्त 2 दिन.
was, it helped.
Yeah,
mhm,
it was a good learning curve for me guys. खुद वीडियो बनाना एडिट करना it was fantastic. A lot of
mhm,
learning.
mhm. I'll not really disrespect here. I mean, okay. But yeah, boys, okay, well, firstly, comparing clubs before 2000 and now is not the same. There is multiple factors and persons who have
Hundred
dominated.
percent, but he's just building a
He's
premise
just
as
giving
to why Amorim should be
Mm,
given time, and
मैं
that makes complete
2000
sense.
हाँ अरे it applies to every sport man.
Huh.
mhm.
But that was mine. But I respect your opinion. Ah,
Yeah, yeah.
शिवम is here. भाई का knowledge
Mhm.
बहुत है मस्त है. I
Oh,
like it.
okay, welcome, Shivam, welcome. I thought it was the same person because whatever. In my opinion, Amazon desperately requires some lungs and like, yeah, I
Mm,
don't know. Again, we'll come back. Ugarte is an absolute warrior. He has a United mentality, and the only way that he's a bit limited on the ball, which can be improved also, or
uh,
due to lack
that
of
is exactly
confidence.
what I said.
Next, I do agree culture has been awesome, but staying a place of state is delusional too. With that mentality, we reach finals consecutive. I get. Uh,
Uh,
Hmm.
okay. Expectations for next season.
we'll
Good
get
question.
it.
We'll come. Yeah,
Welcome.
that's my smart space where do not deal.
I have my thoughts on him. I have
Yeah,
my thoughts.
definitely go for it. I mean,
If you've
let's
been a
do it.
regular, you'll understand why. But again, we'll come. And on what act right, we'll change the club and we'll start support. Oh
जिंदगी
yeah,
में नहीं होने वाला भाई.
yesterday's conversation on the chat on phone. But age will be a factor. But I think at best he'll go for 100,
Yeah,
130
this
is
is
good.
exactly
But
what
age is
I
a problem.
wanted to say.
He's
Yeah,
31,
I mean,
right?
yeah.
31 years old,
Hmm.
is 100 million pounds not enough?
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
बात पता है एज की नहीं है पता है बात. At 31, if a player is playing 90 minutes every game
Hmm.
and carrying a team on his shoulders, see, fitness in
And
today's
isn't
day
injury prone as
is
well.
he
Yeah,
Bruno is not injury prone, right? When did we last see Bruno going out injured? And
I
he's
agree.
playing is exactly delivering the same levels season after season, right? At least he has died off
Hmm.
a bit because of the setup and formation. Ole के
Mm-hmm.
time पे when he was absolutely playing under final third, then उसके numbers आप देखो the way he used to deliver at Sporting and under Ole, right? So positionally is much more deep as well, right? That's why you're not even seeing those astronomical numbers that he can still produce. The context है भाई.
Oli ex Bruno Fernandes is the perfect representation of Bruno Fernandes as a footballer. That
Exactly.
is the perfect system he suits in.
हाँ.
And after that, managers have tried to implement their own systems, but eventually they've fallen back to the counter-attacking way of football, and that is where, in my opinion, Bruno shines.
Absolutely. Chaos में shine करता है, right? And
पूरा
maybe a team like Bayern can also do very well along with because वो quality
Inter Milan.
Inter में he will go nuts, man, in that fast transition system, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll throw in a question when it comes to Bruno. Do I do
हाँ
that
yeah.
now?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
Comments ले लो.
Just
Take
not
it.
that.
Yes,
When
yes.
was the
Lot of
last time United had a proper sporting director? When the last time? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
There's so much
wanted
to
to ask
question
about this
regarding last time.
sporting director thing. Man.
हाँ.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. If you're selling to Saudi, 130 is expected fair.
इसीलिए तो
Fair enough.
it's
What do you
Saudi.
think? Good question. लास्ट सीजन ब्रूनो को प्रैक्टिस हुआ और मेरा एफपीएल खराब कर दिया रैंडमली.
That's the only he's affected. Everyone. मेरा भी captain था. Don't worry. I was there.
The comments are done. We'll come back to all the questions. We have probably
Yes.
like 16 to like 20 minutes. So we'll start
आराम
with
से I'm there for 30 minutes. Don't worry. Yeah.
cool.
Perfect.
We'll start with Aarush.
So I had this basic question about when we
Uh-huh.
think of a rebuild, we also think of youth development, and that comes from the academy.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think the integration of the likes of like Amas, Collier,
Mm-hmm.
Chidobe Martin, Heaven, and is going to do to this whole project, or is it that he's bound to play them in this period of time when nothing is on on the heads of like United? What do you think of it?
That's a good question. And
Nah.
any rebuild. I mean, I don't want to again roll back the years, but every rebuild we have seen before in any club has the involvement of their academy talents. And one information: last season at 23-24, our under 18s had won the league, right? They won the
Hmm.
North League, Chelsea won the South League, and
Yeah.
then they won the final in the 2-1 final, right? Likes of
Mm.
Amas, Wheatley have all come up there, right? So these are players like, and our academy is not never been the problem. Our academy has always produced good players. Like आप
Hmm.
Scott McTominay देख लो आप, they won he's won the MVP Scudetto, right? Scudetto MVP.
Yeah.
And Menu देख लो, Menu is quality, he's just injured but thrown out in the like rehab complete new eye, and same as Ahmad, right? So our academy is not the problem. I think right now what we have with Heaven is, thank you Arsenal again, 1.6 million euros. I'm again gonna brush it and dig it. But that player is a quality player. And when I
Yeah.
saw him uh, in the Euros, right? I mean these kind of players, when you see, right, आपको ceiling पता चल जाता है कि इसको grow कर सकते हैं,
Hmm.
right? Like so Heaven, Euro हो गए, सेकू कोने को अभी तक देखने मिला नहीं है. Like I think
Hmm.
today
I
he
heard
played
that he had a good game today.
he had a good game, right? So,
Yeah.
but he's gonna be loaned out to a Belgian club, is what I'm hearing, right? So,
Good.
Belgian league is a
Good
good league
stuff.
for players to grow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Youth.
So,
Yeah.
वहाँ जाके he will grow. And just to give you some context, right now, why our academy will grow is because Christopher Vivel is our scouting, and he's one of the best in the business. Vivel, he was in Chelsea, and that's why Chelsea and United both are for Franco Mastantuono at this point, going
Hmm.
all out for
Hmm.
him. Why? Because ये list बन चुका है, and this list was made by Vivel. So we'll see that, and it's very very vital, Aarush. I absolutely agree कि there needs to be a nice balance of experience and When I say experience, not the 33, 35 जो उसका legs खत्म हो चुका है, वो
Ah.
experience नहीं. I'm talking like 28, 20. The players are in their prime, and then you bring the youngsters in.
Yeah.
Like
Perfect.
Hoyland is
Yeah.
still 20, right? अगर हॉयलैंड आज इसके अंडर खेल रहा होता, वॉटकिंस के अंडर, आई रेट वॉटकिंस सो है. मतलब आई जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जांपल, एनी स्ट्राइकर हु स्कोरिंग लाइक 15 16 गोल्स पर सीजन, 17 इज गुड इनफ. कोई भी, इवन ग्योकरेस भी आया ना, लेट्स से एट यूनाइटेड. आई मीन आई एम मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली आई थिंक विल गो टू आर्सेनल, बट let's say United jump in and gets him. Hoyland might actually work out under Gyökeres.
Yeah.
उसको वो you need that support set, right? At 20 years of age, the biggest fan base in the world, all eyes on you. The pressure is immense. भाई मजाक नहीं है वो क्लब के लिए
You
खेलने का,
need
and the pressures of
competition.
you need competition there, and we need to create that culture. Chido Obi Martin needs to be also loaned out. People, a lot of United fans are saying कि नहीं यार इसको भेज देते, फेंक देते, रैशफोर्ड जैसा चल जाएगा. अगर we go that same route कि रैशफोर्ड जैसा चल जाएगा ना, at 27 years of age we will be talking about नहीं यार ये खत्म हो चुका है प्लेयर, इसको बेच डालो. We need to grow. सारे
Happens.
players का trajectory is not Yamal. सबका trajectory
Good
अलग है.
point.
So that's what it is. So that's why we need to integrate youth.
Advice, I'm supporting Liverpool over my dead
But I
body.
respect Liverpool, man. I मतलब मैं जब से फुटबॉल देखना शुरू किया,
100%.
like my one of the favorite players was Steven Gerrard. So I
Hmm.
have my respects for Liverpool, man. I never hated Liverpool.
Actually, I actually
Hmm.
haven't met a single guy on our channel who is anti-Liverpool. Everyone of us here respects
Who would
Liverpool a
hate
lot.
Liverpool, man?
Huh.
See,
मैं तो नहीं
it's
करता. Lot of United fans might hate me on this statement, but मैं तो नहीं.
Nah,
Mhm.
nah.
The thing is that till this season, there was a lot of respect between Liverpool and Arsenal. For some reason,
I agree.
this entire season has been like it's been it's like they've gone back to rivalry. Like it just didn't make any sense. But yeah, I
मैं
mean,
आप लोगों को
rivals.
बुलाऊंगा. I'll have to talk Arsenal. So many points. I'll call you guys in one of the
Sure,
streamers.
sure, sure. How do you guys not working Wednesday? I won't like so. I'm unemployed. I'm searching for a job. He's searching. He's just still a student.
Um,
This guy
and
is
I'm
searching for.
doing my cat, so yeah, I'm
And I'm
studying right
skipping
Exactly.
lunch break.
Exactly. Yeah,
Uh,
he's given it time. So
now.
yeah,
Respect.
we're just grinding out for the content. But yeah, part go ahead.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. So my unpopular opinion is that
Oh.
if you guys get in Matheus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo from the links
Mhm.
that I've heard,
Mhm.
selling Bruno is not a bad decision at all,
Huh.
because in my opinion both of them compensate for Bruno very very well. And Bruno isn't, in my opinion, again,
Mhm.
101%. I agree that without Bruno, United would have been nowhere near where they are. I mean, they're still 15, but again, you get my point. Like,
हाँ.
uske bina to kuch hota hi nahi. I get that, but is this not saying that Bruno Fernandes is rated that highly by your fan base because you have been in the doldrums and you've been that bad? Key any spark of hope is your best player.
No, I get it. And पता है ये season खत्म होने के बाद I was like introspecting, right? Like all the I was in massive. मतलब this season has been 22 years of me watching United, right, and watching football. Like this has been my lowest when I stopped
Yeah.
enjoying football. When I saw PSG and saw PSG और Inter game देखा तब जाके मेरा love वापस आया football के लिए. I'm not even kidding. It was such a bad state for me as a football fan कि जब आप week in week after ऐसे mediocrity देखते हो, right, then suddenly a spark comes like अमाद एक worldly goal मार दे तो like oh
Yeah.
क्या player है. No one in the squad अगर एक स्क्वाड at stature of United finish in 15th place, right? No one is good enough. Bruno
100%.
also comes into that conversation. But player का quality सबको पता है over the past seasons कि is consistent, right? And I agree. अगर if we are looking at an absolute holistic rebuild, then we might be looking at a possibility कि नहीं, we might have to sell our best player to fund a project,
Fund 100%.
right? अगर उसमें हमको एम्बुएमो आ रहा है और फिर थोड़ा पैसा बच रहा है टू गेट इन लेट्स से बलीबा तो 50-60 में आ जाएगा, राइट? सो दैट वुड मेक अस
Nah,
ऊपर जाएगा.
नहीं आएगा, उसके ऊपर
no
जाएगा
way.
He'll
एटलीस्ट,
go 80
या
plus.
बट
Right
यू
He'll
in.
go 80
गेट
plus.
माय पॉइंट दो. लेट्स से we
हाँ
get an
हाँ हाँ.
Ederson or someone, let's say like 40 million पे, right? So absolutely makes sense. But and this is where I was really angry कि हम लोग यूरोपा लीग नहीं जीते. we ब्रूनो को सेल नहीं करना पड़ता, राइट? तो हम लोग डील्स बना सकते थे. नाउ वी हैव टू सेल ब्रूनो. अब जिस प्लेयर को इथॉस पता है यूनाइटेड का, एक्सपेक्टेशंस पता है क्राउड की, उसके हिसाब से खेल रहा है वो, राइट? एंड देन वी हैव टू सेल हिम, व्हिच मींस वी हैव टू एब्सोल्युटली रीसेट. इट माइट वर्क आउट पाथ. आई एम
100%.
आल्सो
Yeah,
अग्रीइंग
yeah.
विद दिस क्योंकि बट मेरा उस पे एम्बोमो का अनपॉपुलर ओपिनियन क्या है पता है? आई डोंट नो इफ एम्बोमो इज गोना वर्क आउट इन दैट R10 मैन.
I
वो
really think he works
न्यूकासल
out.
जाएगा, मैं बता रहा हूँ, न्यूकासल इज गोइंग आफ्टर हिम.
Newcastle is the dream
It is the best
destination
fit
for.
for him.
हाँ हाँ.
4-3-3 खेलता है. एम्बोमो वुड थ्राइव देयर. एम्बोमो अगर यूनाइटेड आएगा ना, प्लीज डोंट कम. यू आर नॉट गोना प्ले इन दैट सिस्टम इन 3-5-2. It's good for Garnacho as well to go as well. He's a players नहीं बने उस सिस्टम के लिए. We need another like a Ryan Cherky or someone in that position. In my opinion,
Ryan
that would make
Cherky,
Mm,
good shout.
mm,
Ryan
mm,
Cherky is
mm.
actually a market opportunity you can pounce on. Yes,
25 million.
he's got his attitude issues, and there's a reason, not every club is looking at him. But again, ऐसा है कि he wants a club. You're searching for that kind of a player. Get him in.
But
Exactly.
but I think he's going to be a frustrating talent to keep in your team. He is going to be another Bruno. If you're getting rid of Bruno, this is one guy who's going to lose the ball a lot for
हाँ,
the rebuild that are planning to happen. So I'm
but
not sure
वही है
if
ना.
Chucky is the best player.
But my point is, Cherky should not be playing deep central midfielder. Na? He should be in the
Ah,
final third.
attacking positions,
Hmm.
yeah.
Uh,
And
And
that
he is
is
not
why
someone who tracks back. He is not someone who tracks back.
we don't need him to
I
track back honestly. In this game.
Hmm.
I can't put much emphasis on the fact that you guys actually need someone who can control transitions and control the tempo of the game.
वही
You
तो
lack
we are
that.
missing that LCM at this point. which
Casemiro
Bruno is not.
doesn't bring it. Ugarte doesn't bring it. Kobe Menu doesn't bring it. You guys lack that profile, and without a profile like that, someone like a Bruno Fernandes, Matheus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo will not be able to succeed.
नहीं बिल्कुल. And our history has been of misprofiling players.
Yeah,
एरिक टेनहैग हैज misprofiled players before. तो आप इसको देख लो. एंटनी को उसने लाया लेकिन he did not use as he could. अमाद को he could not integrate in when he was absolutely ready to come in at least from the bench. नहीं लाया. Scott McTominay survived. That guy survived 4 managers of misprofiling. बंदा is a
And
ball progression.
just when he was profiled properly, Kalas, this whole day.
he is a
Just when you
very,
guys started to
very good
profile him.
central midfielder, man. He's a very good central midfielder.
Just
Right?
when you started profiling properly, you sold him. I was happy you sold him because good players not there
Fair
in it.
enough. Absolutely. Rivalry रहना चाहिए. So,
But
no, absolutely. यही हुआ.
uh,
Right. So this is what it is. So we
speaking
have
of Liverpool, my
misprofiled
heart
players
goes.
and players we are not supposed to.
Speaking of Liverpool, my
Oh,
heart goes out to Epic.
I've tweeted about this as well. I
100%.
mean, come on, not done.
He's sad.
See, okay,
Absolutely.
we have given a fair show of respect and like hoping that things are like better. Luckily, there are no casualties or fatalities. But what I didn't understand, at least on Twitter, the discourse is that it was rival clubs like Arsenal who was the one who instigated that shit. Please.
नहीं यार.
People like you are the reason why there is hate among people. Do not instigate some random clickbait hate for the sake of views, please. It is not how things are.
Exactly.
No, but football is deep, but not that deep that you want to affect somebody's life personally, right? Please, don't get involved in such discussions. If anything, try to correct them.
मैं
That's
तो
all.
हमेशा ये बोलता हूँ, don't believe everything you see on Twitter. Do your
Yeah,
own research.
Oh,
yeah.
perfect.
Fact check always, always.
I think news through Bruno, he might give the ball away, shoot some targets, and throw his arms in the air a bit frustrating, but without him, very good was.
यही तो players
This is
final
my
third वाले players
exact
हैं.
point. A
Mm,
team should never be about a certain individual turning up, or if he doesn't turn up, the team won't do well. This
Exactly.
shouldn't be happening, and this is something that's been happening at United for the last 4 years.
Accountability
And
ही
it
नहीं
is
है भाई.
because, hey, exactly. And
mm.
I've got
And
nothing against Bruno Fernandes,
I
and
know, I know, I know.
just like United should not be dependent on a certain individual to an extent where the thought of him leaving you guys is leaving you questioned as to what will happen with us.
Fans should
And
stop
that shouldn't be
idolizing
happening.
any player in a team who finished 15th in the league who are not supposed to be there. Stop it. Watch other leagues. I've said this in that video. Watch other leagues, watch other players, watch other managers. तब पता चलेगा तुम लोगों की where you are. Stop in staying in that bubble of United. और देखो बाहर.
Kobe might have fall off as soon as we can't destroy the kid.
Ah,
Fall off नहीं
Again,
हुआ है. I think there's more to
nah,
it.
I disagree. I disagree with
sorry,
this.
Fall off
it's
नहीं
more
हुआ
like
है.
injuries at the same time misprofiling.
Misprofiling, yeah.
And the
And
whole toxic
and
situation
rehab
at
as well.
United.
Mm.
हाँ. The whole,
What happened, Aarush?
Rehab as well, right? He wasn't given the
Ah,
time
Rehab,
in
yeah,
order
yeah.
to actually
exactly,
come back.
exactly. I think he could play like that sort of box to box because I don't think he has the physicality to play as a lone six. Maybe in a double pivot, he could be like more of an advanced
हाँ.
midfielder.
Double pivot.
That's what I.
So
Yeah.
abhi recently, if you've seen Menu, I think he's working on his physicality a bit more. He's I think
Hmm.
bulked up a bit more. I think उसको बोला गया है कि करो if you're gonna play that role, if you're profiled that way. He initially was a cam. उसको ETH ने CDM बनाया. ठीक
Stadium,
है.
yeah.
क्यों बनाया? I don't know. He's way more better because I'll tell you a stat. Whenever he has played as a cam, he has 4 goals and assists in the Europa League itself.
Mm-hmm.
जब वो एडवांस कैम है तुम उसको आराम
Even
से
even as
ग्रो कर सकते थे एज अ ब्रूनो बैकअप इन दैट रोल.
yes. Mm. Yeah,
हाँ उसको
maybe.
खिला रहे हो सीएम
Bruno
स्टेडियम
Uh,
में.
backup, good shout. Bruno backup, good shout.
ब्रूनो 90
Bruno
मिनट्स
has.
खेल रहा है अननेसेसरी. क्यों भाई?
That's a
Yeah.
very good shout. Kobe Mino playing for Bruno Fernandes, good shout.
If Bruno comes to Arsenal, I'm sure Parth will be on that runway that the flight is about to take off from.
अच्छा तो करेगा भाई तुम्हारे लिए.
For
Need a
Amorim to
playmaking
work
center
in
mid.
his playmaking center bits, yes,
पिलर
Chelsea
वगैरह.
is sort of a pure architect and it won't create, set the tempo. Hmm.
Ah,
I agree with this point. Whoever raises the physical floor of the attackers as well,
स्ट्रांग
it's
तो है.
very tough.
स्ट्रांग तो है. डेफिनेटली. आई मीन वी
And he'll press relentlessly.
बढ़िया पॉइंट है एक्चुअली शिवम. ग्रेट पॉइंट बिकॉज व्हाट वी हैव लैक दिस सीजन आल्सो इज सम फिजिकलिटी. मतलब रन डाउन कर रहे हैं भाई यंग 20 और 21 ईयर ओल्ड प्लेयर्स. मतलब ब्रूनो इन लोग को मतलब पछाड़ रहे हैं मतलब फिजिकली.
पूरा.
एरियल डुएल्स हम जीत नहीं रहे हैं. हॉलैंड जीत नहीं पा रहा है एरियल डुएल्स. ही just there, right? नहीं हो पा रहा, right? So we need that physicality, and this is what like a lot of the top teams have. What we lack. And great
There
point,
has to be cohesion when it comes to the team pressing as well.
है ना?
क्योंकि अभी United's press is all about Bruno will run, we'll try and press. That is not how pressing works. You
मैं
have
और
to
एक चीज
press from the
बताता हूँ
front.
बात. हाँ और एक चीज बताता हूँ. राइट नाउ द सिस्टम इज कि प्लेयर्स टेक्निकली क्योंकि सेंट्रल मिडफील्ड से ओवरलोड इतना है कि हम लोग वो प्रेस बीट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. तो क्या हो रहा है कि देयर 3 सेंटर बैक्स आर पासिंग अमॉन्ग ईच अदर एंड देन इट गोज टू वन ऑफ द विंग बैक्स क्या करता है प्रेशर में आता है. तो बिकॉज राइट नाउ द मॉडर्न फुटबॉल इज अबाउट मैन टू मैन प्रेसिंग
Yeah.
राइट. तो राइट विंग बैक क्या करता है लेफ्ट विंग बैक वो उसको बॉल फेंकेगा. उसका सक्सेस रेट उस बॉल का इतना कम है कि योर अटैक ब्रेक्स डाउन एंड देन यू आर बैक टू डिफेंडिंग ऑन द काउंटर अटैक. यही हो रहा है भाई. दिस सर्कल नीड्स टू स्टॉप.
Good evening, guys. And 101% Parth.
I have actually noticed this thing a lot, man. The amount of 100%, 101% I say in streams.
Mm-hmm. A few
यूएसपी है भाई
members of
यूएसपी.
Toronto, a few members of Toronto
Oh man.
OLS. Uh, could you edit what is Toronto OLS?
Liverpool support
लिवरपूल
club or
सपोर्टर
something.
क्लब टोरंटो का.
Oh, Okay. My
I
bad, I
live
didn't know
nearby
that.
like
Yeah.
a pub as well, English pub. वहाँ पे massive Liverpool. They did a parade in Montreal as well.
Ooh.
Football is the most important of the region.
Ooh.
Yes.
True that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Example Brighton, which worked great as a
Even
team,
Team.
and
best
best example
example is
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Hmm. बलेबा बलेबा के लिए 80 डिमांड कर रही है ब्राइटन. I guess they have got their
हाँ.
lessons after. Bro, McAllister for 35 million. I was like,
35,
there's
yeah.
no.
That too
Brighton
after
got
McAllister had a
Europa.
very good season with
Anchor
Brighton.
season भाई 15 गोल थे उसके. Right. 15 goal assist involvement.
Yeah.
And
Aarush was
Brighton
a good
got
recently.
Europe as well.
Yeah.
Brighton got Europe as well,
Yeah.
so I don't think
Yeah.
Baleba moves unless it's a Man City coming in for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think Liverpool was smart to get that deal done before anything was confirmed. Like in January, itself they got it confirmed. No, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
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 Well, I'll just make a quick point. See, when it comes to United, it's not even about getting in the players or getting in the manager with the right mindset and the right tactics. It's all about improving the club culture. If everyone at the club believes in what they're trying to do, what they're trying to achieve, achieving success is not that difficult. That team is good. That team doesn't have bad footballers.
वही on the day this squad can absolutely beat anyone. Mentality है वो एक वो ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड के हवा में है भाई कि you can
हाँ.
turn it on anytime. वो we have to like slowly and steadily build the system. अब fans next season क्या बोलेंगे? I'm telling you, the section of fan base बोलेंगे कि नहीं यार हमको एक कप चाहिए. क्या करोगे कप लेके? Same old
वही
shit.
मैंने बोला ना, पूरा वो दिमाग में ऐसा बैठ गया कि यूनाइटेड को ट्रॉफी जीतना ही पड़ेगा, तो दे आर नॉट रेडी टू एक्सेप्ट एनीथिंग लेस, व्हिच इज फेयर. द फैन शुड बी डिमांडिंग, बट द फैन शुड बी डिमांडिंग एज पर द प्रेजेंट ऑफ द क्लब.
ठीक है ना भाई,
दैट डजंट मैच.
5 साल से 4 ट्रॉफी जीते हैं ना, बस करो, थोड़ा सा रीबिल्ड पे फोकस करते हैं ना, रादर देन बैंटर. लेट्स फोकस ऑन द रीबिल्ड. सिंपल, मेरा सिंपल सा पॉइंट है भाई. ये मेरा रियलिटी चेक है दिस सीजन.
Milo gives me Guendouzi vibes.
Guendouzi.
Okay, Guendouzi was a fierce character. Attitude, yeah, this is
यार
true.
गाय
This
मान
is
हे
true.
भगवान.
There were times where I was like, why didn't Arteta start Guendouzi? Oh, thank God those days are done.
Ball. He used to eat grass, man. He used to eat the blade, like blade of grass.
He's
It
Mm.
was
be
fantastic.
he did really well
Danny
at
Saba
Marseille.
Nah.
Mm.
and Lazio as well. He's doing really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lazio, yeah.
yeah. Sometimes misprofiling works out though. Example, Casada was more of
But
an
Casado.
attacking
but
killer.
you
Casado, yeah.
are Barcelona are spoiled with choices with Pedri, Olmo, bro. It's a complete different story at the same time. So
Mm-hmm.
misprofiling, yes, it works, but not in United's case at this point.
It hasn't worked for us, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we have
See,
examples.
Ainsley, Barca has got so many good players that even if one of them fails, he doesn't get recognized that often. But when it comes to United, if a player fails or if he goes through a dry run, everyone would be like, sell him, he's a fraud, get him gone, he's the worst signing
Yeah,
or the worst
rival
player in the
trolling
team.
milegi. These are the
हाँ,
things you sign up for when you sign up for United. So Matthews Cunha भी उसी के लिए, he's signing up for something crazy at this point, right?
Misprofiling worked for Saka as well.
हाँ,
Misprofiling
हाँ,
worked
absolutely.
for Baleba as well when he
But
came
there are
from the academy.
hundreds of examples, Aarush, जिसमें misprofiling has absolutely ruined football
Why?
careers.
when there are
Huh.
no eyes on you and then you are misprofiled, it works.
It
But
works.
when the whole world is watching, you can't be misprofiled.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Thomas Partey tried that. But anyways, today also what if we need to play Bruno Beach if it is
Yeah, exactly. Bruno अगर deep खेलेगा ना भाई, निखिल, I rather अगर अगर Amorim उसको अगर क्लब बोल रही है कि नहीं, Bruno will play central midfield in the pivot, नहीं भेज दो. I don't want to waste this guy's career. Please.
There was a very good point that one of my friends made when it came to
Uh-huh.
Bruno Fernandes. He was like, if he plays as a 10, his innate ability is of tracking back. He will definitely
Ah,
be involved in his defensive duties. But when he
absolutely.
starts as the 8, defending becomes his primary focus and he just attacks when there's an opportunity to attack, which completely destroys the kind of footballer he is. And that
I
was a
agree on
very
this.
good point.
I agree on this.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bro, Guendouzi was a successful also, but it's what?
विलशेर ना भाई ज्यादा
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 थोड़ा सा
ज्यादा
ज्यादा
ज्यादा हो रहा है
थोड़ा
अब ज्यादा हो रहा
थोड़ा
है
I have some questions on United as well for three of you, but आप लोग comments ले लो, then I'll ask those
हाँ
questions.
हाँ
We'll discuss, and then
It's
I think in 15 minutes I have to leave. But yeah,
good. Bruno Piper, come on.
he actually should
हाँ भाई, I won't hate him. Unlike some
हाँ
other clubs fans, I won't hate him if he chooses
I wonder which team.
free में भी जाएगा ना, I won't hate him.
हमारे wing back clueless रह के when go to offense and went to stay the especially dialogue.
they aren't wing
Dialogue.
backs, they are full backs, they aren't wing backs.
Enigma man, Dallo. मैं Dallo के लिए मैं 1 घंटा बोल सकता हूँ. So
I
another session
I
someday.
if I'm being honest,
Monologue.
I actually like that player. I like that player.
Mm-hmm. So to
Fair.
even take a comment where especially mention welcome
अरे
at I
अरे
didn't know.
thank you विवेक.
Did I?
अरे अभी ले लिया कोई बात नहीं.
I said,
आनंदी भाई को भी अरे
oh, okay, bye,
आनंदी भाई को और भी
अच्छा.
क्या चला सकते थे.
Yeah. अरे नहीं
we've been
आप
trying to contact him,
हाँ
but yeah.
कोई नहीं, एक बार करते हैं सारे स्ट्रीम एक साथ. अभी
हाँ,
राइट
हाँ,
राइट
हाँ.
नो विवेक, अब मेरा भी खुद का भी चैनल है. So I'm also doing my
Well,
own thing. So आप लोग
Hmm.
no,
सब्सक्राइब भी कर सकते हो उसमें.
not just that. It's see also United. This is United stream, so we
हाँ
need United people. That's why I
Exactly.
brought him as bro perspective.
But
Vivek bro, we've been contacting, but
विवेक
he
ब्रो के
seems
साथ
to
तो
be busy.
करेंगे सेशन यार, it's a given man.
हाँ
I
वो
mean,
तो
come on.
उसका तो
Exactly. Yeah.
भाई है भाई.
आधा तो
मीडिया ही
limit.
माहौल खराब कर
Media.
देते. That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts.
You watch Amorim press in Murray. See, I didn't see it, but I saw that where his phone ka alarm rang. That I mean,
Didn't they have a parade in Malaysia? Like on a bus stop, on a top of the bus or something?
No, because
In
like
Malaysia.
Southeast Asia में there's a massive fan base, right? I'll just give some
Hmm.
context, right? Southeast Asia में Premier League क्यों इतना famous है, right? So the likes of ESPN, Star Sports and all are responsible for this. They were the
Yeah.
prime broadcasters of Premier League, La Liga and Champions League during that time, right? मैं अपने टाइम की बात कर रहा हूँ. And that's why अरे Fantasy Premier League उस time produced by Chang Beer, एक सिंगापुर का company, was one of the most watched shows. कि Fantasy League उस time से चल रहा है वो, right? अभी का
Wow.
Fantasy नहीं है. It used to be from 2004 2005 से चल रहा है Fantasy. तो there has to be dedicated 1 hour का show और उस पे वो comments सब लेते थे, phone calls लेते थे. Those kind of shit used to happen there. So South Asia mein, it's a massive United and Liverpool fan base there. So parade hoga hi. It's a massive commercial deal there. Just
Even
they
when it comes
worship.
to India, you can ask anyone and they'd be like, yeah, we started to watch football because of Manchester United, or it would be Real Madrid or
That
Barcelona.
was basically
बस
me.
वही है.
That was basically me.
And fair enough.
वही है.
Why not? Fair enough.
Time when mine started with Messi in the World Cup 2010. So
Yeah, mine was
Guendouzi
like
is one.
Rooney, bro.
आज गेंडूजी
Actually,
fan base है भाई यहाँ पे.
Guendouzi one player I wanted to watch it after that was something every person should fire an intent. Maybe the batting maybe.
I actually hate these words. Showed fire and intensity. Nah. It was
All good
those
aspects.
times.
He was good though.
Huh?
Wait. Has everything fine? Like,
नहीं all good. I was checking कि फिर से नहीं बज रहा है तो. नहीं.
okay, thanks. Go on.
Nah, man, we were that bad where even if a player showed this much of intensity or passion for the club, we were like, yeah, he's good.
Mm-hmm. Bruno has same as failed experiment, but until he has Vitinha as his side in Trincao or Silva type
Silva
above.
कौन से जो type above.
पोर्टुगल के बारे में बात कर रहा है वो.
हाँ.
Yeah.
National team.
When I see retrospectively, Nico Pepper was relatively misprofiled due to misprofile.
मिसप्रोफाइल तो नहीं था, बट प्राइस टैग का प्रेशर तो बहुत था भाई. 75
Price tag
मिलियन
pressure, yeah.
निकोलस पे 75 मिलियन.
72
75.
million.
हम यहाँ पे YouTube में सब बकचोदी कर सकते हैं, बट प्रेशर जो होता है ना वो प्लेयर को पता
रहता है.
Because speaking of pressure, I don't know if you guys saw this Anthony interview. He said that at
He was
United he
crying, man.
felt, yeah, exactly. It was,
अरे
Wow.
एक स्पिन ऑफ क्या कर दिया. Give me
Oh, yeah.
10-20
Yeah.
seconds, right? भाई Anthony, people need to understand where Anthony comes from. Anthony comes from he's like grown in the streets where there's a lot of cartels around, right? So it's not when you're seeing people dying just beside you, your mentality. So football is an outlet for them, and for them in Samba, football is an outlet for them. They love to express as a player. Agar aap aake, the fans and the media absolutely breaks him down to the point his confidence is completely khatam ho gaya. He's found himself at La Liga because La Liga appreciates those Samba flair football, right?
Okay, jugador. Yes.
So exactly, so वही समझना चाहिए लोगों की कि where they come from, and you bought him for that exact same reason. अब वो कर रहा है तो फिर तुमको दिक्कत है. ठीक है, that That fidget spinner was something else, but तुमने उसको grow करने दिया ही नहीं. And look what he's doing at La Liga, man. Fair up,
Even before, it was hilarious that even before he kicked a ball for United, there were memes around him circling when it came to that Anthony spin that he used to do, and I was like, this is the exact reason I got to know Anthony, and that shouldn't be the case. I shouldn't be knowing
And
him through memes.
he also ended up scoring on his debut against Arsenal.
Against
Absolutely.
us,
He
against
had a
us.
fantastic debut. 3 games, 3 goals. और वो पहला season was fine, decent. मतलब after that fidget spinner thing, I think it went all downhill.
Don't get me wrong, I would sell Bruno for 120, but there are at least 10 players I would sell before. Fair
हाँ,
enough, fair enough.
मेरा भी वही point था भाई, Dexter.
हम्म,
Selling Bruno is not the priority right now.
हम्म। मैं जब भी कुछ कहता हूँ आप तीनों यही बोलते ही ये ज्यादा हो गया and then you guys start agreeing with my thinking. To be fair,
Wilshere Guendouzi is too much, bro. A little bit too
मतलब
much. If you said like
Nice one.
someone from Arsenal, like a Miles Lewis Kelly or something, someone homegrown or something like that, then I would agree.
fair
ये थोड़ा
enough.
ज़्यादा है.
I control what are your FPS? So minus 2,400. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I,
I
I
gave up 3 weeks back.
that's why I gave up like almost 2 months back. That's why it's at 2,400 only. But yeah,
I didn't check
subscribe
back.
to your channel. By the way, are we ready to say?
हाँ, वो आज final है ना.
For
I
sure.
want
For
that
sure.
to happen. I want that
आज
to
final
happen.
है. Office थे अगर नहीं वरना देखता मैच, watch along करता. But I'm gonna do a
Anthony
video.
has actually gotten a goal or an assist in almost every game he's played for Betis, man.
Yeah, it's
He
like 9 goals or something,
literally,
4 assists.
he literally gets something or the other
और
in every
bangers
game.
भाई, goal नहीं, bangers.
Bangers.
Pure bangers, winners. Free kick,
Hmm.
भाई free kick भी है. When did we last see him taking a free kick at United?
Yeah.
Nothing.
यही तो है,
Confidence.
express ही करने
Yeah.
नहीं दिए उस बंदे को.
Okay, the comments are done. You can ask if anything that you have for us.
Yes,
You
yes.
wanted to ask me.
Definitely. I have few questions like for everyone. I think I'm going to place it. Uh, where do you see, right? Like, first of all, do you believe in Amorim? If you know anything about, like, what do you think if he's the right guy or not? Take a first question. Second question would be ki, uh, the striker position, man, right now, right? What's your honest assessment of Chido Obi Martin? कि क्या उसको हम इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हैं इन एनी वे और ही हैज टू बी लोन्ड आउट. ठीक है. थर्ड क्वेश्चन ये रहेगा कि डू वी नीड टू लीव ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड टू ब्रेक द कर्स ऑफ मैन यूनाइटेड जस्ट फॉर बैंटर से. और एक इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है मेरे लिए कि when do we start the conversation about Amorim if this continues next season? I think let's answer that first.
Who would like to go?
Okay. Actually, we'll start with you both because I've been speaking a lot. We'll start with Aarush. Come on, Aarush. Answer any question. We'll get rest of us will answer the rest of it.
Mm, honestly speaking, when Chido was signed for United, I didn't really think of him playing for the first team because he wasn't ready. The reason he was being training with the Arsenal first team back before he signed for United was the fact that Arsenal wanted to tie him down to a contract. It was nothing
Fair.
in pursuit of him actually getting minutes in the league, being the youngest player, being the best talent from England and stuff like that. Hence, I thought the best thing for him to do was sign a contract with Arsenal, go on a loan in the championship or anywhere in the following season after your growth in the under 18s or whatever, because he was already playing above the ranks.
Fair.
He came into United, he looked like the shining star. Why? Because the other players around him weren't
Quality.
as good. Quality, of course,
Yeah.
quality was one of it. And again, at the same time, if you want him to grow, you need to give him a favorable environment in which physicality is not what you want him to see, but rather the same expression that you get. We have a player in our academy called Max Dowman. He
Yeah.
is known to be one of the most phenomenal talents in world football at the age of
Brilliant.
14 or 15. What is making him actually succeed in academy level is the freedom he operates in.
Yeah.
Players in the academy need the freedom. And Chido getting again limelight under United is a bit too much, at least for Chido
बहुत
who's
ज़्यादा.
just 16. So उसको succeed करने के लिए you need to have a favorable environment, and I am very sorry to say but United isn't that team for him to succeed,
नहीं है.
especially when you are not sure what your lineup looks like every week.
हाँ यार,
There is no consistency in the lineup.
नहीं.
You won't see him succeed directly. So I
Yeah.
agree with your point in terms of giving him a loan spell, because again, but he's still 16, right?
I mean, the
But
basics of football, I mean, वो freedom पे खेला है, right? And then his
hmm,
abilities absolutely shine. But when you tie such young players to a system football, na, hey, boys here, system football, na, so where would this player go? Like, expression कहाँ है वो players का? Their careers would die early,
I
हाँ
honestly think the best thing for him to do is play in the academy for now and then get the loan spell
है
in
ना?
in like a couple of years.
Yeah, because I've,
Because
yeah,
the plan in integrating youth is fine, but not every youth is meant to be playing for the first team. That is
exactly,
also a point to be considered at the same time.
absolutely.
You can agree that Aiden Heaven is at least 2 to 3 years elder to him as well,
हाँ,
and
he's
he's a
ready, he's
defender.
ready. हाँ, हाँ,
He's ready, but I also have concerns in terms of how he fits into a back three. Again,
hmm,
he has had problems in terms of injuries as well,
fair,
and
fair.
he is a player who wanted midfield minutes. We saw
Hmm,
him in
Mhm.
all three of us saw him in preseason as a player who
हाँ,
was very promising. Apart from like
fair
Ethan
enough.
Waneri or MLS, I think Aiden Heaven was the player we spoke of the most. And the fact that he wanted midfield minutes and he left Arsenal for a
Hmm,
reason that he wasn't getting midfield minutes
hmm,
was something off for me.
yeah,
He came in at United, had some decent performances, had his injuries, but I still think at the same time he's also not ready for the Premier League.
right,
He
right.
looks he looks to be a mature player, yes,
हाँ,
because he has lots of qualities on his disposal, like the
हाँ, हाँ,
passing that he has, long passes, diagonals, and
fair,
then the ball carrying. Why? Because he was a midfielder as well. So
fair, fair.
everything is complementing him. But again, at the same time, how much are you going to rely on these players in order to take you to the next step at this point of time for
अभी
their own personal career sake?
No, अभी I'm not expecting them to do anything
Hmm.
worldly. I just
Hmm.
want them to grow
I
holistically,
still think
slowly.
Heaven can play backup, but
हाँ,
Chido B. Martin, I
हाँ
think you all need
नहीं
to
नहीं
get
नहीं
a
नहीं, बिल्कुल.
striker there, get Xerxes also to know that role more,
Yeah,
because I think he's been massively underutilized at that team
हाँ.
for as
Xerxes का
much praise he
growth
has.
has been like post that booing. I think we have seen slowly
he's doing
that
very
Xerxes
good.
come
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
a myth to break to all United fans कि Xerxes striker नहीं है. Xerxes will not give you
हाँ,
15 goals. Xerxes will be that glue player जो बोलता है ना, glue
he's
player
like
that
the
sticks into the
facilitator
system.
for
Okay.
the attack.
कोई तो आके
Yeah,
वो मिड में बॉल रिसीव करेगा टू डिक्रीज दैट ओवरलोड इन द सेंटर मिडफील्ड एंड देन कैरी द बॉल चैनल्स में ड्रॉ दौड़ेगा या लिंक अप करेगा विद अदर स्ट्राइकर्स व्हाई वुड यू नीड जर्सी टू स्कोर 15 20 गोल्स अरे नहीं है भाई
Hmm.
people need to realize that don't get it. Even the fans on Twitter man नहीं यार हॉयलैंड अच्छा नहीं खेल रहा है चिड़ो भी डाल दो अरे डाल के क्या करेंगे उसको लैंकी फेलो फिजिकलिटी नहीं है डिफेंडर्स पेल देंगे उसको
One thing I want to add regarding the striker situation, guys, is that when Manchester United is going to see a striker run and putting the ball to him is when I will say that and still not score is when I'm going to say that a new striker is needed because
Yep.
Garnacho will make the runs, but ball will go will Garnacho will make a run, Hoyland will make a run, Garnacho will take a shot instead of putting the ball to Hoyland.
I,
Same thing. Hoyland will run, somebody on the right side will make another run, ball will go to him. I'm like, bhai,
अरे
he's making
डॉर्गू
runs.
लुक एट द रन्स डॉर्गू
Dorgu.
हैज मेड राइट वो
He is
जब
an
वो आया
average
नहीं था
guy.
गानाचो पास ही नहीं कर रहा है उसको I mean,
Mhm.
Amorim is frustrated. भाई तू पास कर भाई. Where is that
Mhm.
entitlement coming from all these players that I have to be the yeah, I've been there. So ये entitlement कहाँ से वो players को आ रहा है पता है? These
Mhm.
players are overhyped to the level कि उनको reality check का कोई idea ही नहीं है.
Mhm.
Right? PR teams are absolutely backing them so much that they have absolutely no sense of reality of where the other players like a Mitoma, a Kauro Mitoma is any day way better player than Garnacho and a lot of the other players that there are in United.
Obviously.
But Kauro Mitoma does not get the limelight. Technically, कितना खतरनाक player है Kauro Mitoma, right? Look at the goals he has scored. Look at the assists he has made. Look at the ball
Look at the
handling. भाई वो
pieces is written.
exactly. So this needs to be studied. कि why United के young players are over like Kobe Mainu has not done shit in his career has given already 20-30 interviews उसके TNT स्पोर्ट्स वगैरह में भाई सेगमेंट्स हैं बट सेगमेंट्स ऑन व्हाट क्या अचीव किए इन लोगों ने कि इन पे सेगमेंट्स बन रहे हैं एंड इसीलिए इन प्लेयर्स का ना एटीट्यूड इस सातवें आसमान पे है, एंड वी हैव टू ब्रेक इट, वी हैव टू ब्रिंग देम डाउन टू द ग्राउंड.
Also, Ash, bhai, what do you think is the best position for Kuna to play at United?
Cunha, left 10 man,
Hmm?
L10, nailed
What do
on.
you think of if you all get another player in that area? What do you think of taking him as a center forward?
Center forward, it depends, right? So if let's say a striker injured ho gaya hai, so definitely
Hmm.
this is the tactical versatility we are getting with Cunha right now.
He's bringing, yeah, I know that.
Absolutely, he can play L10, वो R10 खेल सकता है, स्ट्राइकर खेल सकता है,
LCM खेल
क्योंकि
सकते
वो
हैं.
runs that channel ना, वो बॉल, क्योंकि if I, while I was doing a lot of research on that video, right, I have seen so many instances वो overload में आके help कर रहा है, pressure situation में बॉल निकाल के
पूरा
putting it back to the wing back and then coming and taking the L10 position because
Run.
that's his primary role, not getting stuck there but helping his team out from that pressure situation, क्योंकि technical ability बहुत है, right,
Hmm.
linking the ball up to the wing backs and then coming back to the position to receive the ball ताकि वो goal scoring position में रह सके. This is the versatility that he might bring and that IQ. I think we lack
Yep.
basic game IQ in this squad, not more
Yeah.
than formation, more than technical ability. ये सब IQ, एक समझ कि हाँ this player definitely if I'm in this position, डॉर्गू यहाँ run बना रहा है, मैं डालूंगा यहाँ ball. It needs to be a telepathy. That's how good teams work. So ये situation है.
And
Parth, you
if
want?
I were
Yeah.
to,
Oh,
if I were to answer the striker wala problem,
हाँ
it looks like Hoyland will go to Serie A mostly.
हाँ
And if that is the case, and if you aren't in for a striker, I mean an experienced striker, which I don't think you'll be able to get. If Gyökeres comes in, well and good, and I feel that he'll do very, very, very well at United. But if you aren't getting Gyökeres, my shout would be get in Liam Delap. He will
हाँ
definitely, he might not score the goals he wants. He might not do everything that you desire of a striker, but that guy has extreme potential, and he in my opinion would fit at United like
fair,
this. And when it
right.
comes to the other profiles you have, the likes of someone like Joshua Zirkzee, Mateus Cunha, and if you get him, Brian Mbeumo, all three of them can deputize at centre forward.
I can't honestly, Parth, I can't wait to see Zirkzee and Cunha linking up, man. It'll be like
These are two
it'll be high
facilitators.
IQ football देखने लायक मिलेगा, right? And I agree with that statement, right? Because uh, Delap. So my comments on Delap is कि मैं उसको I don't want him to be the primary striker of United, right?
Huh.
But if we get him at that price now, 25 to 30 million, at least we'll get that physical presence in the box for sure.
पूरा
ठीक है. Plus, I think he has that knack for that clutch goals. तो वो
बिल्कुल
बंदा कोई भी सिचुएशन में ना उस बंदे में
बिल्कुल
कॉन्फिडेंस है that he can
Maverick
score,
profile.
right? तो वो प्रोफाइल एप्ट है. See what could happen at that price, right? If it does not work, he is good enough to be at least bench or backup तो है ना भाई. Good.
वही
And
पॉइंट है मेरा.
people
30
and
million
fans
release
are
clause पे.
absolutely and fans are so fixated that कि हमको एक playing 11 इतना अच्छा बनाना है to sustain. नहीं. I mean, look at Arsenal. Arsenal का bench. I mean, let's be fair. It's not good enough to sustain a Premier League title race, right? So you need a squad of 16 to 17 players. अगर आपके पास Delap लेते हो for this season and bringing another striker next season, अगर budget का problem है, right? Delap can be a backup striker if it doesn't work out. Zirkzee
Easily.
का प्रोफाइल तो क्लियर हो गया. Zirkzee is not number 9. बस अब पता है कि वो कुनिया बैकअप खेलेगा या कुनिया के साथ खेलेगा अगर ब्रूनो is sold, if Ahmad is not fit. So the players like Ahmad, Zirkzee, आपके कुनिया, इन लोग ना इतना versatile है, they can play anywhere at this situation. So Ahmad can play that
If
R10
you
and wing back to
if
position
you
like this.
give the striker enough players to feed the ball into, I'm pretty sure
Absolutely.
any striker would do well at United, because the
Absolutely.
technical quality that you are bringing in with Mateus Cunha, and even with Zirkzee might not be the most technical guy, but he knows how to
He is actually.
he knows how to understand space. He knows how to make those runs, and he is at the end of a lot of good things. It's just that the expectation of a striker when it comes to Joshua Zirkzee is not met. तो वो
Yeah.
खराब player लगता है.
नहीं वही.
Striker is not an issue.
And
Striker is not
exactly.
an issue at United.
And I'll tell you, the defense, like at least the center back situation is not bad as well, because since we don't score goals now, we concede that odd goal and suddenly the defense looks absolutely
पूरा.
poor, right? So वो भी है. It is what it is,
And
man.
I passed this comment that I would hate to see someone like a Brian Mbeumo go to United, because he's actually that good. He
He's
he
very good.
deserves to play at a better club. But if he
Newcastle.
goes at United, he will definitely bang.
मैं उस प्लेयर के लिए नहीं चाहूंगा कि भाई जब अपने एब्सोल्यूट हाई पे हो ना, आके एक
Pura.
रीबिल्ड में फंस जाए, then stuck in
And
a
I'm not
formation he's
even
not supposed to
lying.
play.
I'm not even lying. If you are able to attract the likes of someone like a Brian Mbuemo, Victor Gyökeres, after finishing 15, and Victor Gyökeres, Matheus Cunha, and Brian Mbuemo as a front three is killer.
जो फैंटेसी है ना भाई, ट्विटर में बहुत टैक्टिकोस हैं, लाइक ऑनेस्टली लाइक द फैंटेसी है ना कि एम्बुएमो कैन प्ले विंग बैक भी, भाई नहीं, क्यों इमेजिन कर रहे हो थिंग्स व्हिच आरंट मेकिंग सेंस, वो है ही नहीं, रियलिटी के परे है भाई वो सब चीजें, वो
Also,
फीफा में नहीं
Ashman,
है।
do you
हाँ
also think that y'all need a new wing back? And also, who are
हाँ
those
भाई,
wing backs that y'all have
oh
bought in,
man,
like they're on loan or something?
so अभी okay, so I mean Harry Amas did play few games,
Hmm.
right?
हाँ,
Pre-season he was very impressive. I watched
against Arsenal
all
also
4
we saw.
games. हाँ हाँ, I watched all 4. मैंने इसीलिए MU TV का सब्सक्रिप्शन भी लिया था भाई, कि ताकि मैं I can watch the pre-season games. I watched them. I was like, this is a guy who first time crosses दे रहा है भाई बॉक्स पे, जो कि मैं कितने सालों से देखा ही नहीं हूँ, बस ट्रैक बैक करके पास दे रहे, वो अलग, those kind of left backs we watch. And also like I think we are forgetting one name. Diego Leon is coming to United,
Yeah,
right? He's already signed, right? So
I
he's
haven't
gonna come
watched
as a
him, but
backup.
हाँ, सुना है
No,
उसका.
whatever I watched, compilations में at least, I'll be fair. He's looked good. At least that profile की, you know that Kirkes वाला profile,
हाँ,
that's exactly Diego Leon. ठीक है,
physical, good crosser.
है ना?
पता है.
तो no
Who
nonsense
is he
left back
playing
चाहिए.
for?
Right now, अभी I have no idea, man. अभी क्लब का मेरे को, I'll be fair, but Paraguayan club है,
हाँ,
right?
Paraguay
Paraguayan club है,
racing
right?
club वगैरह कुछ तो.
Exactly. So he's gonna be coming. Right back situation, yeah. एक जानू Amas as CM, exactly, like कुछ भी भाई, कुछ भी वो जो है ना वही है वो, right? So वो है, what I'm worried about is the right wing back situation. First of all, Ahmad नहीं है wing back, ठीक है? Let's just absolutely keep that thing out of the equation. Wing back, and Dallo is not a wing back. He's a full back. ठीक है? As so Dallo, in my opinion, Parth, you might like him, but you know he's an enigma actually. Some games he'll produce fantastic performances. Like if you go and see stats last 2 season के, average rating 7.5 7.4 है
पूरा
stat based, and then you will think कि ये तो बढ़िया player है, but आप जब game पे देखते हो, right, brain
Yeah,
fade
I've
moments
heard this.
10 to 15 times I can tell you, count करके brain fade moments हैं इसके, that has led to us conceding goals that have costed us points. Brain fade moments, वो भी बॉक्स पे whilst defending set pieces. That's your primary job ना डालो, runs आप बाद में बनाओ, right? पहले आप defend करो. That's your primary job as a wing back. Back हो भाई, that's it. So वहीं पे I would disagree is not the right profile.
I'll answer the Amorim question regarding
हाँ.
but before that, I think it's only fair that I read out the comments regarding that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you need to wait out one transfer season, one whole season before you should talk about sacking him. You only have 1 week with the insurance. We can wait out. Good. This is fair.
But Ash,
What is
bhai,
your
do you have a feeling? Do you have a feeling that the board would sack Amorim mid-season?
हाँ हो सकता. See, this is how it works, man.
that is what I feel, but I'll okay.
Board feeling पे नहीं चलती. If Amorim still, we might believe in him, but if board believe नहीं करेगी and the results are exactly the same, वो sack हो जाएगा, and I'll be very sad that day. It's a
Amorim
possibility.
is the right guy, just like the most manager which comes to United, but I don't think the backroom staff or owners in the backroom. Okay, fair enough. Another one, yeah. New Old Trafford will set big time. If you don't
New
fix
Old
it,
Trafford.
say what you want, but a lot of Arsenal fans will have a great appreciation. For sure. Okay.
This is a very good point.
So I will just answer both of the questions, the manager and the Old Trafford thing, right? First thing, the Old Trafford. I've read somewhere, I do not know how true this is, but the government is helping build that stadium as well because it's part of the new Manchester.
नहीं है. That myth I'll break. So there was a rumor that Greater Manchester, जो government का है, they will support. They will not supporting. They are supporting only with the permits and stuff. Financially कोई support नहीं है. It is not. वो उसका मैंने interview भी देखा है. The guy. who is the the top guy of the Greater Manchester Development Program. He said no. Look, he clearly said there is no budget from our side to. It's completely in yours. So myth nikal lo. That's gone.
Okay. Cool, cool. Okay. And regarding manager, right? First
Ah,
thing, uh, getting the right profiles. Second thing, this thing, playing style being inculcated. Third thing,
mhm,
where is your league position, right? First
ah,
thing, let's talk about transfers. If you are still trying to get in attackers while your
hmm,
whole issue is in the midfield,
hmm.
what does that even tell you? Because every time that you guys needed to solve your midfield, you always gone and got an attacker. It could
Exactly.
be Anthony. Anthony was not needed. You could put the same money on a midfielder, like maybe like a Caicedo. Could have
Anthony
situation could have
panic
been good.
signing tha bro.
हाँ
Anthony was
पूरा
one. The only midfielder that you signed was also what is that? Van de Beek. What happened there? Again, that was
50
also
million.
panic buy.
ये
Uh,
बाप रे
50 million, panic buy, not needed. So if you if you're going to play a back five system with like two midfielders, get the midfielders who will keep the ball, who can transition the ball as well. Get like a Baleb or something instead of putting again on another attacker. If you get in a midfielder who can solve the transition issue that you guys have or the control that you need in midfield,
Bhai,
that would.
Suchit bhai, I'll tell you, an aging Granit Xhaka would do much better than
yeah
all the players.
good point
Mm. Exactly. So
Matlab,
that was my first thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
go for it,
that's
bro.
my first thing. Second thing, he's going to get a preseason, and assuming that it'll take time to inculcate his playing system or his
Yeah,
playing style. If
right.
by December there is at least an improvement on what,
Uh,
or at least there's a vision to look at, I think that is a huge step because
yeah,
that system is not known, at least in the English Premier League, and players are not built for that. So getting the right profiles for that system
yeah
is key. So if that
okay.
is also being done, fair enough. Third thing, I know setting up your system and cultivating your playing style is important, but it
Hmm.
doesn't mean that you sacrifice your league position for that. Again,
Yeah, yeah.
if it is somewhere in like the 12th or 13th, to assume that it's going to get better is a huge risk.
Nahi, nahi.
So
Fair
you
enough.
sack him after that. It's again the threshold of the fans and the board. Because sacking him again in January is not the right thing. You either let him continue and hope that he keeps you above the relegation and then sack him, or you
Yeah,
again back him in the summer and then get in more profiles to help
yeah
out so that at least that's what I feel.
fair enough. Fair enough.
because
That's what I think.
you've actually entered a period where you're trying to play a three at the back, and three at the back is a system that is not implemented by a whole lot of clubs. And if a club is implementing that system, it has to be well versed with what they are trying to do and what they are planning. So
Exactly.
that is the first thing. And see,
Mm.
when you guys were linked with Amorim, Aarush was out there. He was actually saying that this guy is actually good. He can
Ah,
place
he is
United.
good.
Mm.
And
Arey, he's proven है
the
ना भाई. Ah,
reason why you get to know about a manager when the tacticos are out there and they're saying that yeah he might actually fit United and he might
Mm.
actually bring United where they deserve to be, and that doesn't happen without having managerial credentials. So Amorim is not the problem, but Amorim will become the problem if he continues the kind of season that if he starts the next season the way he let the season off, because
Mm.
being
Mm.
Also,
15.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, Arush bolo.
I had a follow-up question on this. Like,
Uh,
during that January, February period, lots of United fans were like, "You, Amorim has a particular system, but he needs to change his particular system to a back four or
बिल्कुल
something like that." Do you
Mm.
think like that made sense as that conversation? Like,
it
in order to succeed, you need to stay
hmm,
with a particular system.
um there's a reason देखो, there's a reason also Real Madrid is also getting Alonso as well, because na this is the name of the game right now. Agar we keep on making the same mistakes of adapting to way too much, see, we are not Everton ki humko relegation se bachna hai, mid table pe bachna hai, that saves our season. If we have to build something sustainable, then this is the rock bottom that we had to reach to have a reality
Mm-hmm.
check. Uh, and also, you know what, and a lot of like, and this whole 6 or 7 months, right, this exposed the players big time कि कौन खेल सकता है फॉर्मेशन में. so the so firing line already बन चुका है, right? It's time that how we gonna check those check boxes right now at this point to start. It's the exactly the Brendan Rodgers squad, that abysmal squad that he had built after that season, right? Benteke and all. वो slowly गए, right? Now you see the Liverpool they are. So slowly जाएगा. Around the league position, right? Adapting to the back four. We United, if अगर वही same चीज करते, right? This manager would have lost his own identity.
Exactly.
Eric Ten Hag did the exact same problem. Eric Ten Hag पे इतना pressure था after losing 4-0 to Brentford that he had to switch. And then the players were happy. He finished third. See, he's not a bad man. He's a smart manager, right? He tweaked his system क्योंकि उसको पता है उसको job बचाने के लिए he has to finish third. But Amorim is not like that, right? वो बोला है कि मैं आऊंगा holistic rebuild के लिए. I won't even ask compensation. अगर if you think I'm not the right guy, just उसको घंटा फर्क पड़ता है. He'll have lot of takers. It depends on the mindset of the board that and the fans if they want to believe in his vision. अगर सेम चीज एलेक्स फर्गसन, इमेजिन, ओके आई एम जस्ट रोलिंग बैक द इयर्स, इमेजिन अगर वो एफए कप हारने के बाद भी अगर एलेक्स फर्गसन सैक हो जाता, क्या होता? सो यू हैव टू बिलीव इन समथिंग, यू हैव टू गिव द मैनेजर टाइम. अभी आर्टेटा 5-6 साल उसको दिए हैं, राइट? अभी चैंपियंस लीग सेमीफाइनल लेके गया ना भाई. कब देखा था लास्ट आर्सेनल चैंपियंस लीग सेमीफाइनल? 2008,
16 years.
राइट? 16 years, मजाक नहीं है भाई. तो सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस टेक्स टाइम. And a big up to Arsenal board, like after Arteta finishing 8th, right, in those seasons, still persisting with him, going on that 97 point season run to finish in the top 4, top 2 finish किए तभी तो राइस खरीद पाए भाई. समझ नहीं पा रहे लोग. How could you furnish a project if you don't slowly step up the progress, right? तो हमको ये करना पड़ेगा. We have to stick with this formation. This formation has worked. This formation works in Inter. This formation worked with Chelsea under Tuchel with the wing backs. It will work. It will deliver results. Conte भी apply किया है. Lot of managers applied. Inter is in the Champions League final.
This will sound very cliched, but patience.
Patience, na. Fan base
Trust
को patience
the
चाहिए.
process. Trust the process.
Trust the process is yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Sucheet bhai, correct midfield भी sort करना था. So engine.
हाँ.
So but I wanted to sort different. Dude, you guys had Pogba, one of the best talents out there in the creativity, and you had no midfield to help him.
He had
And
his
then-
issues, but again, Paul Pogba is a unicorn profile.
अरे
Don't
वो
get
वही
midfielders
Ballon d'Or
like that.
profile था वो.
You don't get midfielders like that.
Look
We
at
get
France. They
Tommy
have
De Vrij.
2 defensive midfielders there to help Pogba to do his thing. If United did the same thing, would have been different, but they didn't.
Matic था उसके साथ, but I think it didn't work out that much.
Nah.
वो भी नहीं चाहिए था. We needed a
Games
more
are
box to
won.
box to support him. Yeah.
Games are won and lost in midfield. Our last 2 games versus Villa and Spurs, we had 67 and 73 ball possession. We need midfield to 12
That
That
possession.
ball
red card
possession
changed,
stat is
Red
the
card.
ball possession stat is very fake when it comes to watching United, because that ball possession thing is, it does not make sense. It is all in your own half. That kind of possession does not make sense. You have
Also-
to have possession in the midfield leading to the final third.
Absolutely. And Dexter, Auric, I'll give you some aspect on this. That red card against that Aston Villa also factored in because of the high position.
हाँ.
ठीक है? And even if we played the high position game in the last 2 games, right? Third game में we will see the midfield completely गायब है.
पूरा.
So oppositions have figured out how to break down United. They haven't figured out how they want to play. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Right? चलो. I think I might have to leave now. ठीक है? लंबा break हो गया.
yes.
Then I have to eat lunch. But it was fantastic talking to you guys. ठीक है?
Indeed.
It is
And
amazing.
it was
you-
like this is I love the discussion here, and definitely I'll ask. I've already sent your channel's link to all my Discord servers. They'll definitely subscribe you. They'll come in. Thanks for supporting my channel as well. I appreciate all the
You
comments that you
deserve
guys
it.
have made on the videos that I made. More videos to come. It's motivating, and thanks for calling me, man. I appreciate
More
it.
to come. Anyway, guys, do check out his channel. It's there in the description. His YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Discord. Do check it out. And yeah, thank you, Asher. We'll definitely talk to you soon and more collaborations for sure.
100%. It's a long season. बहुत बात करेंगे, and I'll call you guys as well. I have to discuss Arsenal.
Definitely.
मेरा भी टाइम आएगा भाई. चलो, see you guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely,
Thank you
my
for
pleasure.
joining.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I've been saying. Having position means nothing if you can't control here. It's all side to side, back to back passing.
Perfect.
Cool. if you guys still want to talk about United, comments, please bring it in. But I thought this bit we can talk a little bit about what is happening regarding the transfer market a little, because things have started to roll, at least in terms of Arsenal and other clubs as well. Zubimendi.
I'll just say one thing. I know that Zubimendi has been happening for a long time. We've gotten a here we go, but when Sammy Mokbel confirmed it today again that he's due his medical, I was super hyped. I actually deeped how good he'll be for us.
That's true. And also for the fact that, it's Zubimendi, right? He's always like a player who can like not join in the last minute. So I'm like still like, okay, huh, medical can be done, but at least let him wear the jersey and then we'll be like fine. Because bro, I can't help it. Because clubs have seen, this Arsenal has seen Zlatan hold a jersey also and wear the jersey, take a picture and not sign for us also. So yeah, players like that are there. It's just that,
Good news is that Real Madrid is pursuing Angelo Stella. So yeah, we're good.
true. In that way, yeah, absolutely.
Done deal,
Uh,
bro. There's nothing to say much.
yeah.
हाँ मतलब
On time, bye.
By the way, he has already started. He has already started saying, "हाँ, आर्सेनल तो ट्रेवल करेगा, आर्सेनल तो वो साइन करेगा, this करेगा."
now that we've signed
हम्म,
Zubimendi, we are winning everything. अब वो
we,
कौन
we,
बताएगा? Frimpong, Kerkez, Wirtz, वो कोई नहीं, वो कुछ
हम्म, you guys want to buy? You guys don't
नहीं.
want to buy striker, or
Both.
what do you mean don't
I
want?
wish the club operated as we wanted it to, bro.
Uh,
Yeah, man.
so,
Honestly,
imagine
like
that. Imagine that.
if the news of us not signing a left winger is true
Mm,
before selling either of Trossard or Martinelli, man, I don't
mm,
care. I'm not tuning into next season. I honestly am not.
yeah. But I,
I have
mm,
had enough of both of them, and I've had enough
mm.
of both of them.
But actually, good question. Who's more important at this point? I mean, if you were to choose, I know both are important, but if you were to choose, who's more important? Would it be a left winger or a striker for Arsenal?
Easy answer, bro.
And then answer it.
Left
Left
winger,
winger.
bro. In my opinion, left winger has to be that position.
Mm,
As
mm,
much
mm,
as as much as you'd say that finishing is a problem in terms of Havertz being the center forward, I
mm,
think the
mm, mm,
creative patch to come till Havertz is the left
mm,
wing as well. And
mm,
having that left winger in order,
mm,
like just a 1v1 demon. Just think of a 1v1
mm,
demon
Yes.
having more
mm,
of the ball position come from the left hand side. Imagine how it
mm,
elevates a Saka on the right hand side.
mm,
That would just
mm,
give you the balance that you'd want. And it is very obvious through the reports that we're reading, even today, as of today as well, of Gunner blog, which he said in
mm,
terms of Havertz being the number one option
mm,
as the center forward, regardless of whoever comes. Obviously, if
mm,
Isaac comes, Isaac would start, of course. But Havertz is one of those players who would give you that versatility in terms of playing as a striker, playing as a midfielder
mm,
as well, playing as a second striker
mm,
as well.
mm,
So it's just an obvious thing in which it just elevates our side, bro. If you see the
mm,
quality between a right winger and left winger, it's
Uh,
mm.
miles ahead.
Chalk and cheese.
So left winger has to be.
Just to put it out right, do you think there will be a situation? Very funny to say it, but I'll just say it. Do you think there will be a situation where we will get a left winger and we'll have Martinelli play more as a center forward,
I want that to happen. I actually want that to happen.
and us not signing a striker, maybe like a Delap or something as an understudy, but not like a set for Yorkeres. Do you think that is sustainable for
No,
the club?
even if we don't sign a
Havertz
striker,
as a
Havertz will
backup to
still start.
Havertz. As a backup to
Mm,
Havertz,
Huh.
yes. Until
mm,
Jesus comes back, then play Jesus post December. If he wants to go in
mm,
January, sell him out. If he's not, play get the best of Jesus till
mm,
the
I've
end of
I've
next
mm,
never,
season.
I've never opposed to the idea of playing Martinelli center. It's just when he starts on the left wing, I'm like, no,
Mm.
please don't.
mm, mm,
He's
mm,
a very good. I mean, I won't say he's a very good center forward, but he's a decent center forward. He can get the job done there.
I
mm,
think
mm,
for now, our plan also is to keep the likes of both Trossard and Martinelli and sign a winger. I
mm,
think, and
mm,
it's not a big problem to hold in the squad because you're
mm,
seeing a
mm,
Reece Nelson leave, a Sterling leave, and
mm,
then you just have one area as your right winger option. I would want someone who's at left wing, like a Nico Williams, who can also play right wing
mm,
Yeah.
because that just gives you the
mm.
feasibility in like
That's
taking
why.
game
That's why.
spaces.
because if that is the case, we're getting a left winger and no striker, then I would want Mbemba because he can do both striking and right winger situation. And
This,
And I
midfield,
yeah.
also I resonate with the idea of Mbuemo post like seeing all these comparisons to like Rafinha because Arteta
I
mm,
was
was
about to say this. I was
yeah.
about to say this.
I was speaking to Harvey about this on Twitter as well, and then he put up
This.
multiple tweets recently as well. But I remember having this conversation with him in like 2022 when Rafinha was linked. When Rafinha was linked, so basically as to how Arteta sees his left winger, and this is
mm,
what Flick has basically done with Rafinha, right? And
Yeah.
this is
mm,
what even Mbuemo's zone of interest could be in terms of his future. Because
mm,
as good as he's classified to be as a right winger, we have Saka there. As good
yes,
as you think he can play as a false nine, I think it's not the best position for him to play in this current Arsenal side. But left winger
mm,
Mm-hmm.
is another position because this guy doesn't really operate through a certain given style that he needs to play. He is very unpredictable, he is very chaotic, and he
mm,
has a very good left foot in terms of getting those
Yeah.
crosses inside as well. And he's very
mm,
smart.
mm,
Smartness is what we lack from left wing,
yes, yeah,
and
yeah.
that I think can
Mm.
elevate if he's an option.
लाला बाइक का बस
चलना
चलेगा बहुत लंबा
चलना भी चाहिए यार, चलना भी चाहिए,
वर्थ
डिजर्व,
वर्थ इट
चलना भी चाहिए.
yeah, Lala is basically YGR. Man,
What the?
have, have you seen Lala,
Nah,
bro?
man, don't.
Have you seen the face cut that he has? Just, just, just,
Bro,
just wait
Lala
for
is
it.
like
Just
top 10 hard face cards on Indian
man,
recruitment
football.
system.
तुम बोलो, तुमको जो बोलना है बोलो भाई. You focus on the face cut, I focus on the hair. भाई वो जुल्फे.
It's something to do with like our stream and people with hair, no? Everyone's like jealous of everyone's hair.
हाँ मतलब पूछो मत.
See, I'm not. I'm happy with the shit.
Nah, man,
Rashid
Lala's
was
Lala's hair, man, Lala's hair.
happy. Rakho. I don't want
Jealous.
this.
Hashtag jealous.
Martinelli is going to eat the world alive next
अरे
season.
भाई, he's eating me alive. He's eating me alive currently.
I just hope he has a good preseason to be honest.
Hmm, hmm, yeah.
If
But
he's there at Arsenal or whatever.
Anyway, I'm the only one who
लाला एक
remember
ही है
that.
भाई, लाला एक ही है.
Mhm.
लाला
True, true,
जैसा
true.
कोई नहीं.
Ash, it was an amazing, bro. Thank you.
Indeed.
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 What a stream,
It's
what a
so
stream.
nice
I
to have
hope.
Ash here, bro.
Yeah,
Mhm,
man.
exactly.
It's just
And
discussing United outside of banter, and
mm,
focusing only on the points
mm,
that we are trying to make, and here his point of
mm,
view was very, very good.
mm,
It actually
mm,
felt like a proper professional panel
Proper
discussion or
discussion. Yeah,
something.
yeah, 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 yeah.
exactly.
We
See,
locked in.
uh, there are many people who say the same points, but it depends on how you say the point. Na?
Yeah, perfect.
The Arsenal stream that we did 2 days back, that guy and many other people have been saying the same points, but look how he says it. I mean, there's a lot of poise or like let's say even temperament. Like you say it calmly,
Composure.
people will you say it like you say it calmly, people will listen. You start screaming and all of that. It's not something that I want to promote on. Yeah, here and there, depending on the situation, I would, but not the case. Even same with Ashbro. His points could be similar to many people out there, but they say it in a tone that it doesn't come out that you want to listen to. I think
And
that's the whole thing as well.
Ashbro's connection is basically what you want to see a fan who's been supporting a club for 2 decades, over 2 decades, be.
Mm,
Because
mm,
this is what emotionally resonates with a person who supports a club and is loyal to his club, bro. You are
mm, mm,
seeing the situation United are in. You'd see
mm,
many people lose their mind at this point
mm,
of time. And
mm,
as much as the creators are trying to milk everything out of it, then there is someone like Ash who's
mm,
actually building a community through this time
mm,
Hmm.
in order
mm,
to actually create an echo chamber that makes you think of how bad they are in a sense
mm,
that not banter level bad, but in a
mm,
sense that you need to realize we need to
mm,
get better from this because we are Manchester United.
mm.
And that's just the
And
difference
also,
between good
and also,
creators and creators.
I just want to add. Sorry to cut you off. I
Yeah,
also just
continue.
want to add is that you know, we we are not anyone to like police or dictate on how you represent your club. I'm just saying that you speak or like you represent your club in a way we will definitely incorporate you or we'll try to collaborate with you because that is what we're trying to do. Like speak facts at the same time. There is no point in like disrespecting or there's no point in putting out hate or like rage baiting. That's what I'm just trying to say. But yeah,
Hey.
we no one to like, dictate on how you represent it. That's your thing. There's no way we can say that.
Someone who talks about football, factually, and
Mm,
talks purely about football, is
mm.
is one person you can have a very good conversation with, and that is Ash bhai.
One more thing, Ash and Nathan. I've seen these two speak facts at the same time. Make it. I mean, they could be controversial, but at least you can listen to them say controversial or whatever the points
Perfect.
are. That's what I think.
Perfect.
Do set them up.
Perfect.
Yeah. Ayush Lala, I love you guys. Thanks for this. Yeah, as always, man. As always. Yeah. Uh, Parth, you're Arjun, the man who listens to Bhagwan Krishna. Okay. So if Martin is eating, he's going to eat the football. One day we need to have a segment where Dr. Vivek is the speaker. It'll be like Dr. Vivek
I'm down.
versus the comment. Dr. Vivek versus the comments.
I
We'll just
need
be there
I
like,
need
huh?
like Vivek bhai to like come with like different screenshots from different streams in terms of what he was like the visionary for like some points, and then how it is panning out by the start
Yeah.
of next season.
And see,
Like,
I've actually apologized on stream for a lot of things, and this is an official apology to Raja for bigging up Victor Gyökeres and saying that Sesko won't cut it. I'm not saying Victor Gyökeres is bad, but yeah, I see the vision. I
No,
see
no,
the
no.
vision, bro.
Apologize
I
once more. No, I couldn't hear it.
mhm. Exactly.
This one
I
wasn't watching
I
this.
I see the vision with Benjamin Sesko and Victor Gyökeres not being an ideal fit at Arsenal. Yeah,
Raja, we won, bro.
Mm.
I
See,
did the same with Nico Williams, and I'm doing the same with the Gyökeres Sesko thingy.
and you do the same with Anfield as well.
Anfield वाला तो I apologize there यार. But
But yeah.
and
Mhm.
Gyökeres.
Mhm. Okay. Vivek Bhai is having same energy as Martinelli over Mbappe. Notes. See, to be fair, right? I said, like, see, I would love Mbappe to come to Arsenal. It is just that a lot of things would be disrupted with a Mbappe kind of signing. But would it help immediately? Definitely. The amount of goals will score is insane. But I think wage structure will be destroyed. The system will be destroyed because he doesn't track back and all that. That Arsenal is more like a position based and all that stuff. But who wouldn't want an Haaland? Who wouldn't want an Mbappe? Right? You know these guys will kill it for you. At least that's what
100%.
I say. Oh.
But when Martinelli was actually very very good during the 22-23 season, it was legit a debate among fans as to whether Martinelli is better than Mbappe or not. That
Ah,
was
that,
legit a thing. It was childish. It was
I
childish, but
remember
it was a thing.
comparisons to Vinicius, not Mbappe, to be
yeah, I
honest.
remember.
Nah,
In fact,
Mbappe se kitna.
I remember Vinicius because both of them are Brazilian and both of them are fighting for the same
Yeah.
spot in that Brazilian squad. Huh? So that's
And
what I
that's when
thought.
he made his national team debut
De-
as well.
Debut as well, and he
But
assisted or scored in the World Cup, if I'm not wrong, in a
Hmm.
crucial moment
Martinelli
also.
He
is
came,
still the
yeah.
best. Martinelli is still the best defensive forward in the world. No
And I
one
would still
comes
say
close.
I would still say Jesus is still the best defensive forward out there. Nothing beats Jesus. The way he
Sorry.
presses.
Defensive forward बोला ना. Sorry, defensive winger. Sorry, defensive winger. My bad. My
Mhm.
bad.
अरे भाइयों मैं क्या apology party में party.
If we
I
win the
remember
league.
bro texting me hi Martin during World Cup. Huh? Bro, that season
Martinelli is
so
not a bad footballer, man. It's just that I've had enough of him. Enough of him doing the same thing over and over again at Arsenal.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we can wrap up this stream. But before we wrap it up, right, I just want to say thank you for all the people who have been subscribing. Because yesterday when we ended the stream, it was around like what 8:20, 8:30. I have no idea or something. My
It was.
time.
I'll give you the number. It was 836.
836. And then, yeah, by mid, okay, huh, in that time, morning, my midnight, it just went to like 920 something. And I didn't understand. I really didn't understand. But then I realized that it was the scouting report that we put out on Konya
Uh,
that brought in what,
Got
10,
the
like,
views,
that
yeah.
brought, yeah, got a lot of views and a lot of subscribers as well. So, big up to all the people who've been supporting the channel. Yeah. I so I told I will do a jersey giveaway. I need to prepare a video on how I'm going to organize it. I didn't think it would be like so soon. So give me some time. Even if we hit 1K soon, just give me some time. I will organize it. I'll definitely do the giveaway. I'm not backing down on that. That's for sure. So yeah, thank you.
And
And yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
the love that everyone's been showing, it's actually incredible, because
Mm,
for
mm,
us, getting to 1K was the target before the start of next season.
mm,
And this
mm.
season has just ended. It's just been 3 days, and we are closing in on 1,000. And this is
Yeah,
actually mental.
mm,
I
mm,
mean,
mm.
I can't even describe it in words.
Yeah. And reasons are because we put in scouting reports for Dean Hoyson. That is now the highest viewed video on the channel. Cunha's report has also been there, like close to 600 something. Ruby Wendy, I'm assuming will catch traction once he like signs something, signs for
Yeah,
Arsenal, like something. That is like close to 450. The Arsenal woman video that I put out like yesterday, day after or something, that is close to 300 views. It's just nice to see that people are appreciating the content. I know
exactly.
visually we're not the most appealing content out there, but I think in terms of content, it's what I would say we're like doing our bits, and I think we're doing justice to all the content that we're putting. It's just that visually a lot of things need to improve. Uh, so soon I hope the things will
I've
pay for itself.
I've
But yeah.
said it off stream a lot of times. Say it on stream as well. The
Mm,
amount of work you guys have put in for the scouting videos, Aarush and Sucheet,
It's
incredible,
only
man,
gonna get
incredible.
better,
I
bro. There are
know.
better, there are better
Nah, bhai,
players
I know the
better than.
amount of work you've put in to analyze those guys, man. And the videos have been very, very good.
mhm.
Appreciate.
Do I have okay? Membership शुरू कर दो सुचिता. See,
I-
first thing, we have not. We're not what do we say? We're not eligible to have memberships because I need to hit the channel needs to hit 3,000 watch hours. That is the first thing. Second thing, if you bring membership, what will we do? See, we don't at least
Yeah.
personally, I don't play FIFA. Second thing, I'm not somebody who's like good or who's experienced in life to like talk jam with you guys only. Third thing, uh, yeah, like these two things, at least from what I've seen, other people have memberships for, or nor do I have content out there that I want people to like see beforehand than putting out in the world. I don't think uh, we're making content at such a level that we have the exclusive shit there before we put it out in the world. So it would be only scamming the audience, which is not something I'm up for,
Yeah.
at least from my perspective. Maybe as the channel grows, once we get in a lot of insights regarding certain things, like suppose now the scouting report videos are there, right? What Aarush and me have been doing. Maybe if we get in, we inculcate a technology that will help visually and all of that. And I feel that
Hmm.
some members or loyal members get to see it first before we put it out. Maybe that would make sense. But as of now, from the this team, I don't think it's worth it in my opinion. You see, again, as channel based things can change and all that. So we'll
But
definitely
but
see
but
that.
once we get in a lot of, I mean, a decent amount of views on our streams, we'll definitely do chill streams.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah,
sure.
sure, sure, sure.
The plan is to
Uh,
basically integrate the
mm,
money into something related to our content itself. So it
yeah,
Yeah.
is
exactly.
basically as to something related
Mm,
to editing, something related
mm,
to just the look
thumbnails.
of the channel in real.
Mm,
It's just
mm-hmm.
that what we're planning to do.
Yeah, yeah. Because uh, at least I'll be honest, this channel I know we are putting great content, but I know what I think we can be honest that sometimes the visuals beat what the content is because there are
Ah,
many good
Yep.
content creators, but there are very good
bilkul,
visually content who put content out
bilkul.
there. So normally the visual is the one that takes in a lot of uh, gets a lot of traction. Also, it's like the human psychology bit, right? From like long videos, it became shorter, now reels, and now people are having a 2x button. Even like 30-second reels, they're watching in like 10 seconds, right? So every time you got to make a visual, you got to do it. So I think if the channel is making money, first thing I would do or we would do is to make sure that it goes into uh, thumbnails, editing, or it's making good shots or making good reels. Because definitely that is where I think because presently we are getting views like 1.3, 1.4 in like once in every like 5 or once in every 6 shots. Maybe if you have a good editor who can put in the work and all that,
Hmm.
maybe every 2 shots we can get 1.3. Or maybe that will even reach to like 5K, 6K and all of that. So we could bring in a lot of subscribers and more people. So again, we're not going to take a cut.
You
If we make some extra money, probably we'll do giveaways to all the people who've been loyal to the to the channel. So yeah, that's it. Yeah,
see,
yeah, but
would it be correct if I say that all of
mm,
us just started this out of pure passion and just to
mm,
talk about football, and we had no idea that we'd grow so fast.
mm,
Now we are like, okay, now that we are growing, we need to better our content. So
mm,
that is our next step.
mm,
But
And
this is incredible for me.
the fact is that none, I mean, yeah, I agree that I want to go professionally into football, but none of us in general here
mm,
are
mm,
people who are planning to do this for like full time.
Bilkul.
Because YouTube was not our plan to do in terms of full time, in terms of the content, which is why you can see there are barriers in between all three of us in terms of distance, in terms of time, in terms of
mm,
everything, in order to actually put out that content as well. So
mm, mm.
as it is going, I think we are also getting better with it. So it's just a
Pura.
Yeah,
process.
yeah, yeah.
And the love that
Mm,
everyone showed to us, over the last few months, it actually encourages us to do more live streams and talk to you guys a
mhm.
lot. So
Yep,
I'm
yep.
actually loving every part of being here. Yes, sir. I
Mhm.
is
No,
there a fight breaking out?
I don't know. Rafinha wanted him to stay even if he brought in Ecuador because he would be a great backer. What like, hmm, hmm. Yeah.
I have been rating that guy from the very time he was at Leeds, and he was my dream target. He was my dream
Hmm.
target ahead of any winger. I would have
La la
loved
la la.
Rafinha at Arsenal.
Okay, winger,
Love
winger. Because your dream target was still Kamavinga.
Kama हाँ मतलब attack में.
Mhm.
Rafinha is a
Uh,
very good ball.
and one
That
solution, let's include Arsenal women discussions on. Definitely. See, the thing is that again, maybe I'm being too critical of myself because again, I'll be very honest, right? I mean, if you okay, by the way, all the concurrent viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're liking this content out there. But RS and Parth, if you have other things to do in life, please go ahead. Okay, I'm not going to force you to stay here. So yeah, okay. Coming back to the Arsenal women's videos, right? I personally didn't feel that I was the right one to put out such content because I have not watched enough of Arsenal women. Yes, I watched the Euros, the female Euros trophy. I watched games like that. And Arsenal women too, I've only started watching since last year. Or at
Hmm.
least I've been keeping track regarding the Jonas Idavalka situation because that's our club. We tend to know all that. So since then, I've been like being aware of all of that stuff. So me putting out content regarding that didn't feel justice. But then I was told by a friend and a fellow viewer as well who messaged me saying that, bro, make a video on the road to glory. And yes, I was in no way that I'm going to do it. Also, in spite of him suggesting that, I've even reached out to a proper Arsenal woman fan who doesn't watch the men's team. She only watches the women's. So she's like proper Arsenal woman fan. So I've asked her
Yeah.
like, so this is what I'm thinking. Do you mind appearing or do you mind appearing on the channel. She said no, fair enough. But she told she'll help me with content as well. But she's been busy with her education because she's also a doctor and trying to pursue that career as well. So fair enough to her, right? So I've been trying to get the right people to talk about it rather than us with who have like one, two lines about it and like make it something because it will look like we are doing it just for the content and not doing the right
Yeah.
place. That's the thing. But yeah, here and there, definitely we can talk about it. Again, we have to follow it to talk about it. Right? Again, harming knowledge is not something which is going to work in long term. That's what I think. Yeah. Bro, you're being too hard. Right? You're making 300, 400 people happy with each of you. You just take the context in jail. It's most important one. Trust me, I work with government and with public health. Okay.
Very
there's
good
nothing
point.
better than giving back to the community, bro. At least
Yeah.
So,
in Vivek Bhai's perspective as a doctor, bro, I don't think so there's
mm,
anything better.
He's doing
mm,
God's work there, man.
mm. Also, Aarush, will you be having a section?
I'll own the newspaper, bro. But now, bro, newspaper is not basic. Newspaper is dead, bro. Traditional media
Mm,
is dead. But nah, I
mm,
don't see myself getting into like journalism, bro. I want to work like club side, football side.
mm. Yeah, actually, yeah, sorry. I usually, Dr. Vivek, if you could in every stream you put in like 5 to 10 minutes of your give us your time, right? In that 5 to 10 minutes, instead of being in the chat, if you can comment on the stream and give your perspective regarding what had happened in the Arsenal women's match, it would do great help. And I'm sure you
That
would
could
do
just
that
be
as
a new
well.
segment for us as well.
Oh, exactly. It can start for like 5, then we can go on like depending on your free time and all of that. So yeah. If not you, at least if you can connect us to somebody who's willing to talk about also would be great. Because we would definitely want you to be there because you've been like in the chat for a while and we wanted to have you on the stream as well. So do let us know what you think. It's actually pretty content. Yeah. Yeah. I think you've spoken a lot regarding the channel. Not something I planned to, but yeah. Uh, do I have anything else to talk about the channel before we wrap it up? I will try my best. Actually, I want to see who I'm doing fair
Fact
play.
that you are still involved in all our discussions whilst working, yeah, it just
Mm-hmm.
goes on to show how loyal you are to us, man.
Yep. That's why some of my
No, 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 it's absolutely fine.
yeah. Yeah, that's it from me at least. Do you guys have something to say before we wrap it up, or we'll wrap it up?
Probably predictions for today's game.
Ooh.
Fair enough. I'll just say that I want Betis to win because it'll help them financially. From Banton side, it will be like, oh, Chelsea couldn't even win the Conference League. But I think Chelsea will win it. Imagine they don't. I can't see Chelsea lose it. Can you see Chelsea lose it?
I can, to be honest. I can't lie.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Chelsea
okay.
is not
It's
that.
it's
I
all
mean,
it's all
Betis
continue.
is not some random team who can
Mm,
just get beaten. I mean, for
mm,
as good as Chelsea's been over the last few weeks, Betis have been good in La Liga.
mm,
They've
And
mm,
done their job.
I think the noise around Betis has also been way too much on just Anthony because they
mm,
have a lot of players in terms of like an Isco also. An Isco,
mm,
like there's this guy called Johnny Cardozo also is very highly rated in midfield. Then there's
mm,
Pablo Fornals who is like Villarreal's like top
Pablo
player as well.
Fortnite, man. Wow.
mm,
Then these people have in their defense as well. They've got Mark Bartra and stuff like that. These people have enough in them to actually. I haven't watched them, but in terms of getting the better of like a one game scenario where the trophy is online, I think they
mm,
have enough to give to Chelsea in terms to compete, bro.
mm,
And
It would be a good
Chelsea,
game.
as they are, yeah, it should be a
mm,
good game. And we're watching football
mm.
after quite some time as well, bro. 3 days, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't live without football for 3 days, but yeah, like you see.
But to be fair, I was craving. I was
The,
genuinely
the
craving for it.
streams the streams have actually come in clutch, man.
Yeah, yeah. And fair play, even the people who have come on the channel, they're given their time because, bro, we spoke for 4 hours on
Comments.
Monday. On Monday, we had
Man,
4 hours. That was only
Bro, we've
possible
done
because
what?
of the chat.
4, 5.5,
We
7
were
what?
going,
seven
mm,
and a half hours in the last 3 days.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 7.5. Yeah.
Nice.
Next
And
month, I
even
will.
even talking for 4 hours about Arsenal felt less. You were like, yeah, we can actually talk more about
Oh,
Arsenal.
because that day, even the chat was involved till we said good night.
Man,
We had to say good night because of timing. Because had it been like still like 10 o'clock by the way we were talking us, it was gone. After it was gone.
And
Because
the fact that we had some people who tuned in at like 8:30 to be there with us till like 12:30 or something was also
man,
mad, bro.
exactly.
Mad
incredible.
respect, man.
And
Mhm.
it was that stream where I got to know that yeah, people actually watch us, like us, and want to share their opinions with us.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
reception on that stream was mental, mental.
Yeah. 430, 440 chat words. Yeah, something. But yeah, we come back to football. Actually, this better team is so much similar to those American. Ooh,
Chal, Europa and the
That's
past.
true. Nice comparison.
Good,
we
good,
have.
good comparison there. Shimi Avila, man. I used to have this guy on FIFA. He was good.
Hmm.
I just checked.
Mhm.
I just checked Betis's form and they haven't won the last 5 games.
I.
I don't know how much this should be put into context because I think they've been rotating as well in the league, but they haven't won in the last 5 games.
So it is
We order the coffee from there at all times, man.
yeah,
Every stream we order the coffee.
at this point, they need to give me. I think to be fair, I think I can get a refill if I'm not wrong. No, I don't want refill. It'll become an addiction. I don't want refill.
It's
See, I'll tell
fine.
you, I'll tell you my life, right? Till 2020, until 2023, my consumption is like once or twice a month at max. That is if I'm going with my friends. If I'm with my grandma, we'll be like, huh, because I like to share coffee with her and then we talk and all that, it's different. But my coffee consumption is like very less because I don't prefer it. Since we restarted the streaming, right, I have to make those in a week mean times. If it's something like we're doing this stream marathon and all that, every like three, four,
Every day.
yeah, three, four cups of coffee like that. So you can imagine. Uh, Again, I'm glad I'm not addicted because I wouldn't want to go back to the shit. Next month I'm going to
Mhm.
stream from home for at least a month. So I'm going to, yeah, it's going to be fine. But yeah. Hmm.
Why is this
Hmm.
more like a chill stream, bro?
Yeah, actually, it has turned
Hmm.
into one.
But see, that's what, no, like the channels had suddenly gone. I'm being very honest. I thought June, the way things were going, I thought, hi, in June I can make that video on how the giveaway is going to be done, and then we can go ahead. Bro, probably the channel will hit 1,000, and I still have to make that video out there and like explain on how the situation is. I didn't
Lol.
even like, I didn't even like talk to my bank if I can make transactions away from US, like if at all it's in the US, and somehow if the transaction is in the UK, actually UK I can make transactions. If it's like in Belgium or somewhere in like Nigeria or Somalia or even Uganda, depend because I've seen some of these geo analytics. That's what I'm saying. Right? India too, I can definitely make it happen. I can if it's in like Singapore or Australia or Malaysia. Right? I do not know if I can make it, so I have to like talk to them
Man,
and then figure it out.
these are the kind of problems I'd love to have, man. See, we've reached 1,000 subscribers, and bro is still thinking about making that 1,000 subscribers ka video. This is the progress I was talking about.
Yeah. By the way, I the past few days I've been playing FIFA 15 mod version with my 70 nephew and he thinks was the second player behind. The goals are more
What a
flashy than
window.
yeah, yeah. But nice. You're playing with your nephew. Kids are always fun to hang out with them. Cool, cool. Look at I'm
You've
hanging out with
actually
this Sucheet as
called
well.
both of us kids, so yeah.
Yeah, look at me hanging out with this Sucheet as
Fair
well.
enough, uncle.
Unk, man,
Yeah.
Sucheet
But
Unk.
yeah, we will wrap up this thing. We can probably chit chat for a while. But yeah. Oh, by the way, hold your horses. We're gonna drop the Oculus video next week. So stay tuned. This time, the Oculus video, and
By the
we will
weekend,
be
probably.
welcome. No, we can again depending on time because we have the Champions League and all that. So after that probably.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. We're all kids and 20s, so I don't know.
I'm
But yeah,
barely 9 years younger, bro. What the fuck?
Man, crazy.
we'll wrap up this stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all the concurrent viewers out there. I don't know how many likes we stream or how many likes we stream here.
21, because I like it right
21 likes. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll
now.
see you. We'll see you next week with Chelsea review and Man City review as well. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll definitely. You know what? Good night. Good morning. Good night. Bye bye bye. Tata. Peace.